He is the Packers Hall of Famer, spreading good cheer and positive vibes throughout AmFam Field. Although tonight they'll be at Wrigley. He is Mark Tauscher. Tausch, good morning. How are you?
I'm good, buddy. How are you doing?
I'm fabulous. Thanks for asking.
You bet.
You got your game
South
face
tonight.
on? You what?
You think? I wonder if it'll be. I'm guessing the Cubs are going to empty their bucket. There were some Cubs fans in the building on Monday. I don't know to what degree. I had kind of asked around about Saturday, and they said it was about 10%. I'm guessing, I don't know, Jell, would you say 15, 20% at AmFam Cubs fans on Monday night?
Yeah, I think 80-20 might be generous to the Cubs fans. Yeah, 80-20 sounds about right.
And I would think that we should get 20% down. Everybody jumps onto Hiawatha and heads down there. I think we'd get a 20% nug down at Wrigley today. Be my guess. Don't love the start time. Selfishly, I didn't love the 8:08 start time. I'd rather 8:08 with the watching it on TV. And then if I go in person, selfishly again, the 4:08 would be absolutely pristine because then, you can get like a nice 5 o'clock dinner at the game. But this is what it is. I will are we going to try and carve out time? How many people are carving out time to make sure they can watch this game? I would think a vast majority of everybody listening would do that, right?
I will have it on while I'm writing. I thought you were talking to Jesse.
Can anybody hear me?
Anybody
hear me?
Why do you think?
Oh, I just want to make sure that I'm actually talking and it's not like a tin can.
Jason,
what the blank is going on?
Why do you think you just have a hall pass from all the Brewers conversation here?
I don't. You started the conversation. You were helping with the percentage. I figured, especially if we're asking about people carving out off time during their work schedules, you're the go-to guy.
Well, I mean, my work day's done by 4 o'clock. Let's be real here.
Who are we kidding?
This is going to be great for me. Yeah, I'll have a Coors Light in hand, whether I'm at home or anywhere else.
Yeah, I had all kinds of things that I was going to say there, including I'm okay with 4:08.
I couldn't tell. I'm just going to be honest with you. I couldn't tell.
Because I had, last night while I was finishing my writing, I had the Yankees game on, and I was sitting there thinking, is this what happens when you have all East Coast-ish teams in one league in the playoffs, right? You've got, obviously Seattle in the first 2 games had the home games, but the other choices for home games, Toronto, Detroit, New York, that Yankees game ended like after midnight in New York, right? Like that was a late start on the East Coast. Okay, well, if we're talking about game times, I thought that might be germane. I will take 4:08 over staying up till midnight to see if the Brewers advance.
Yeah, okay. I don't know about y'all. I think today we obviously want to close it out in 3, right? That's obvious to everybody for a lot of reasons. I'm all right if it goes to 4. I'm all right if we go to 4. I am.
So when does there start to be some puckering? Because
if we lose Game 4, and then it comes down to everything down at Game 5. We don't want to be in a position where you can be eliminated. Obviously, the question I have is, let's say today it's a hard-fought game. We lose 3-2. Good ball game.
This sounds like a polluted mindset to me.
No, I'm just asking, do we end up throwing Peralta tomorrow? Or do we save him for a potential Game 5 and go with Quintana tomorrow? Like, Murph has done a great job of not letting anybody really know what he's thinking, and I love that. Is that what you do, or do you go and say, let's nip this thing right here and put up Peralta, even though it's a roadie? What are we doing if that does come to that point? Because it's easy. If we go and throttle the Cubs today, it's fantastic. We move on with our lives. But what happens if we don't?
Jesse, with your close relationship with Pat Murphy, what's your instinct tell you his plan is?
Freddie tomorrow on regular rest. That would be that would be what I would do, because the polluted mindset would be, well, we don't really need Game 4. Let's throw Quintana or Gasser or whatever they want to do, bullpen it up and then save them. No,
I was told that Quintana is a Cubs killer and a great road pitcher. That's what I was told.
He is.
So
I was told that too.
Rather have him? That's why I was kind of surprised he's not throwing today.
Well,
a little bit.
But it all
and
comes
I thought
back to
Priester
Game 2.
would throw Game 2.
Yeah.
So that means, because everybody was dialed up, we could have done it that way. And again, I trust Murph. I didn't want him fired in May. So when you kind of look at this whole thing, he knows the pulse of this team. He said we needed to do a bullpen. I would rather have that bullpen day in Game 2 than in a Game 5, even though if you go Game 5, every elimination game is a bullpen day. Any sense of trouble, you give guys the hook, and you bring somebody else up. So I think we're looking at this thing, and Cubs are going to be desperate. I want to make sure the Brewers go into this with that same sense of maybe not desperation, but you never let a sleeping dog lie. And I just want to make sure we're all on the same page.
Sleeping dog lie, like waking a giant? Is that what we're going for? I'm confused as to what we're doing there.
Basically, when you can finish something, finish it, is what that quote means.
Yeah, don't give them hope.
And I think you know that. I do. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think you do.
The Brewers go for the sweep of the Cubs, 4:08 for your first pitch, as Tausch mentioned, which, of course, you can hear on the flagship for Brewers baseball, 620 WTMJ in Milwaukee, and, of course, your Madison home for Brewers baseball on 100.5 ESPN Madison, and in Beaver Dam on 95.3 WBEV. All Brewers all the time, but not on this show because we'll get to some Packers coming up. So you're not nervous at all. Hey, we're up 2-0.
No.
We got 3 games to win 1. You're feeling good in the neighborhood.
I am. I think if I'm Toronto today, I'm feeling very nervous.
That's exactly where I was going.
The issue is, and baseball is a lot like hockey in the fact you can get hot. And you can, like, the NBA to me is the only league that the best team wins the championship every year. The team that stays healthiest and best wins every year. Baseball, that's not the case. Football, that's not always the case. Although the number 1 seed getting a bye has helped, I think, steady that a little bit.
Not always.
Baseball, you can think you got all the answers, and then things can slip. And momentum is a real thing, and I know some sports fans don't believe that. I do in a big way. But starting pitching is the momentum, typically. And tonight, or this afternoon, when you get an opportunity in sports, you always need to take advantage of it. And that's where, when you don't, that's where you get that scarring and the pain that every athlete worth a lick has had. And I think the Brewers, the nice part about this and the fact that they do view themselves as underdogs, I don't think they even have any of those thoughts in their head. They know that the Cubs can beat them, but they also know that if they do their thing and they continue on the road that they're on, they got great things ahead of them. And tonight's one of those where you try to end things. You do everything in your power. And I think Pat Murphy will tell you a lot about how he approaches it, whether or not he's looking at this as like we're going to eliminate rather than we have a couple games left if this doesn't go well. And that's a risky thing in itself because if you spend a lot of your capital, bullpen, et cetera, you maybe won't have some things available to you on another night if you don't get it, if you don't close up shop. And that's always the battle line. That's why this postseason baseball is so awesome.
So you think the Toronto Blue Jays are feeling it now today after losing Game 3 in the Bronx, and they're still up 2-1, but they're not feeling like they're up 2-1? That's your vibe?
No, I just think it's one thing if you lose a game. Like if they lost 5-1 last night, they get up 6-1 and are coasting thinking
Correct.
They got this.
Mm-hmm.
And when that happens and then somebody makes a cut and you can start feeling it, now all of a sudden I would be shocked if the Yankees don't absolutely throttle them the next game. And then all of the pressure goes to you. And then I would think Game 5 up in Toronto will be an absolute dogfight. That would be my guess. But again, if Toronto's got a stud, and I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I'm following Toronto other than Vlad, and I think they got a Bichette, unless they traded him. You don't know who their starting pitching is and what they're doing. That would be the thing if they had their guy, but they got Schlitzky going tonight. The Yankees got Schlitzky. He's their horse. Yeah, I think that's going 5. And you don't want to be a team that, and you saw that with the Yankees Red Sox back in 2004. Once you give them one, then there's all you need is a smidge of doubt. Mm-hmm. You don't need a full onslaught of doubt because what happens is that smidge of doubt becomes a blot of doubt, and then it becomes a big boy bop of doubt. And next thing you know, your whole team is infested, and that's when you end up blowing a big 3-0 lead or 2-0 lead, et cetera, et cetera.
All right, Jesse, did you return? I know you returned to work yesterday after your Monday off. Did you return to the Barry Alvarez show, or did someone else pick that shift up for you?
No, I was in last night, special Tuesday edition of the Barry Alvarez show.
Yeah, I listened. I was on my drive home, and I caught the last half hour of that show last night on my drive back.
Did it include the portion of the program where Barry Alvarez talks a little baseball?
It did if you listened to the end.
Part.
Well, then you missed the end.
I must have listened to, you'd called Derek Engler, and he was in Milton.
He was.
He was in Milton, and
With
I thought
Dave
it was
Craig?
very interesting, the difference in how Derek looked at some things at the end of that Michigan game in comparison to Barry and Tark. I thought that was very interesting.
Okay, can we circle back to that? Because I wanted to get to the Pat Murphy part for now.
And
Why you brought it up? That's why I wasn't sure
Well,
what your thought process was. On that.
Imagine if you saw the show sheet once in a while. So,
Tausch, you have 2 hours and 20 minutes to come up with how you want to critique what happened at the end of the Badger game there, too.
Oh, whoa, Nelly, huh?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Jesse, if
You think Wisconsin, and I think I know where you're going with this. Pat Murphy was on with Pat McAfee. I see the show sheet, Jason, so just so you know. I know it's a funny shtick.
okay.
Is Pat Murphy the coach you trust the most in Wisconsin right now?
Oh, okay, that's a great question.
It's a great question.
We can do that next.
Don't remember putting that
Can
on
you
the show
just play
sheet.
the audio of Barry Alvarez talking about Pat Murphy so we can get to break?
Yeah, I never thought about this before, but Barry offered up last night. He was at Notre Dame while Pat Murphy was at Notre Dame. They had
Rudy Rudiger.
They had offices right next to each other. He knows Pat Murphy very well. So we started talking a little Brewers at the end of the show. And he's all in on the Brewers because he knows Pat Murphy super well. So here's what Barry offered up about Pat Murphy. I thought he summarized this perfectly.
I'm rooting hard for the Brewers. Murph is a friend of mine. We coached together. His office was right next to mine in South Bend. He was at Notre Dame when I was at Notre Dame. Great coach, and I'm rooting hard for him. People ask me about Murph. I say Murph coaches baseball like football coaches coach. He easily transitioned right into be a football coach. I mean, he can get after guys. He's a pit bull. And he's going to call spade a spade. He's going to get after his guys when they need to. He's going to pat them on the back. But I think he's much more aggressive than most baseball coaches, my opinion.
How about that? Huh?
And if you have an issue with him, go boo in a bar. I thought that was great. That was the kind of out of expectations piece of information that you get on the Barry Alvarez show when Jesse Nelson is there to host it. I thought that was really fun and interesting, and I had not thought about that either, even though they both were at Notre Dame. That did not cross my mind. I loved that from Barry. We will circle back to the difference of opinion on how the Badgers-Michigan game ended, because now I'm intrigued by that. And next, we will talk about who is the Wisconsin coach or manager that you trust the most right now. If we can talk about Pella first.
Yeah. We always could talk about Pella and trust. You know what the smart play is? Trust Gina Della and the team at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin when it comes to your home. And this month only, you can score a whole house of new, energy-efficient Pella windows for as low as $297 a month, and you get 0 interest for up to 60 months. That's like a drive you can sustain for years, keeping your home comfortable thanks to the incredible defense played by Pella Windows, stopping all of those drafts. Don't wait. Schedule your free consultation today at PellaWI.com.
All right, so who are we including in this?
Mark
You
Johnson.
name it.
All right. Matt LaFleur.
No.
Kelly Sheffield.
Yep. No.
Matt LaFleur.
You could. Yeah.
Pat Murphy.
Yeah.
Luke Fickle.
Doc.
Doc Rivers.
Yeah.
Greg
This
Gard.
is an open-ender. Actually, I want this open-ended. We don't poll this. I want to hear all the responses.
Greg Gard.
Yep.
Shaka Smart.
Sure. You know who's going to get a lot of votes?
Gottlieb.
No, we're not voting. We're not polling. You know
Doug
who's getting a lot is Jeff Halfley is going to get a lot.
Oh, so it does not have to be the head person.
I would argue that Packer fans, well, I'm not
They
going to
just
say
got
that. because I
cooked
don't-
for 40 points.
I know what he's going to
That was
say,
2
and
weeks
he's
ago.
right.
Packers fans trust Jeff Halfley more than they trust Matt LaFleur.
I'm not going to say that.
You
Oh,
should.
well, what were you going to say?
You should say it.
No, I'm not going to say that.
Okay, more Wilde Tausch straight ahead. Stick
I'll
around.
say this. It's an interesting question.
Well, so wait a minute. So that's what you were about to say. And then you
Sounds
pulled back.
Sounds an
and then
awful lot
Jesse
like
and I say
I'm
it.
not saying,
I'm
but I'm
not saying
saying.
that.
No,
Yeah,
I
thought we were retiring that.
Here's what I will say.
Uh-huh.
I believe that there is a after last week's or 2 weeks ago now, the debacle of the clock management after that game and all of the shrapnel that Matt LaFleur was taking on. I do believe a lot of fans trust Jeff Halfley more than they trust Matt LaFleur. I do. I think a lot of fans do. I am not in that camp.
Well, we weren't saying
I'm
that
not.
it was your personal opinion.
Yeah, I'm saying, my job is to give my personal opinion. I think Matt LaFleur has been there, done that. Jeff Halfley has not. He is the defensive coordinator. But I'm saying, in listening to our fans and seeing and again, Twitter is a whatever.
Echo chamber.
Calls and post-game shows, etc. I think there's a lot of Packer fans that don't trust Matt LaFleur in big games. And I think they trust Jeff Halfley more because the defense, again, with the exception of the debacle in Dallas, has been awesome at what he's done here in Green Bay.
We will take your texts because we need to get ready for Brian Bulaga. So the text portion of the Carb List Talk and text line, 844-770-30.
You going to push back on that?
Look, bro, it's Wednesday. Brian Bulaga comes on at 9:30. I'm going to take a break, and then I will push back on it when we get back so we can try and get to him at a reasonable time.
All right, B.
More Wilde Tausch straight ahead. Stick around.
This is Wilde Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Mark Tauscher here for Grassland Dairy. With pro football, college football, and the baseball playoffs on full display, October is one of my favorite sports months of the year. Just like breakfast is my favorite meal of the day. And you know, no breakfast is complete without the pure and delicious taste of Grassland butter. Grassland Dairy has been serving up delicious taste and high-quality butter from farm to table since 1904. That's over 5 generations. And the key to success for Grassland Dairy over all these years has been the high-quality ingredients that Wisconsin's dairy farmers help produce to give Grassland its pure and delicious flavor. Thank you, farmers, and thank you, Wisconsin, from Grassland Dairy. Butter better with better butter. And there's truly no better product and no better taste than the pure and delicious taste of Grassland butter. Grassland Dairy, crafting butter for 5 generations.
The Milwaukee Brewers, the Chicago Cubs, Game 3.
Slider struck him out. Uribe puts it in the holster, and the Brewers have a 2-0 lead in the division series.
Today on 100.5 ESPN.
The Midwest's best baseball players have one thing in common: GRB Academy. For 15 years, GRB has been Wisconsin's leader in player development and advancement, producing over 468 college commits and 27 major league draft picks. Their Windsor facility has 52,000 square feet of elite baseball training space. Next up to bat is GRB's Top Prospect Camp on Sunday, October 12th, open to the high school classes of 2026 through 2029. Claim your spot now at grbacademy.com.
Get ready to unleash the dragon at Hard Rock Casino Rockford. Introducing the region's very first $1 million Dragon Link slot games. With jackpots soaring to $1 million, your chance to hit it big is here. Come experience the ultimate gaming adventure. Visit Hard Rock Casino Rockford today and play the $1 million Dragon Link slot games. Your legendary win awaits. Hard Rock Casino Rockford. Let's hard rock. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
Chevy trucks have you covered when the road takes you from smooth sailing to Chevy Colorado will eat up some of the toughest terrains with 5 available drive modes. And Silverado and Silverado HD have the muscle to take you out for some serious. With multiple engine options and impressive towing, while Silverado EV is the perfect combo of performance and capability.
Nice.
Making it a snap to hitch up this electric truck and hit the road. Wherever the road leads, Chevy trucks are right there with you. See your Badgerland Chevy dealer today.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's favorite vodka for a reason. From the first legal distillery in Texas, Tito's is 6 times distilled till it's just right and naturally gluten-free, making it a high-quality spirit that mixes with just about anything, from the smoothest martinis to the best Bloody Marys. Tito's is known for giving back, teaming up with nonprofits to serve its communities and do good for dogs. Make your next cocktail with Tito's. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc., Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
At Siding Unlimited, we're really excited for the fall season. Not only are we proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics, we are also fired up for an exciting fall season cheering on football and volleyball. If that's not enough, we're really excited to share with you that Siding Unlimited is Wisconsin's best window and door installation team. Siding Unlimited is a Pella Platinum Premier National Contractor of the Year award winner 5 times. Looking for new windows and doors? Visit us at sidingunlimited.com or stop by our beautiful showroom in Madison.
The UW Credit Union member Mark Tauscher here. People ask me, old T, why did you join UW Credit Union? Well, is it to keep your banking local? Is it the member first service? Great perks like early payday? Absolutely. But honestly, between us, I mean, it's Bucky. I can't say no to that face. If you love Wisconsin like I do, you just can't pay with anything else. Fandom makes us do crazy things, but this just makes sense. Become a UW Credit Union member and get your Bucky card like me. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
This is Wilde Tausch, brought to you by Grassland Butter. Grassland Dairy is Wisconsin. Learn more at grasslandbutter.com.
I'm not afraid of getting old, and I want less day from dying young. I see the light and go past my shoulder. I want less day from dying young, and I'm not afraid of getting old, and I want less day.
Not sure what we're getting on the text portion of the Carbless Talking text line where Jesse lords over that. I'm more of a YouTube chat guy. And there are folks that want Mark Johnson to be included here and Kelly Sheffield, so we will take those.
Hey, it's again, an open-ender.
Tausch said it's an open-ended question.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, I didn't want any dead air like we had in the beginning of the show. I wanted to make sure I jumped in.
Are you sure you're not nervous about Game 3?
What am I nervous about?
I don't know. You're just a little, you're a little.
No, I'll be nervous. Listen, I'll be nervous if it gets to Game 4 and we struggle. That I ain't nervous at all. But today's one of those free roll games from a fan standpoint. You're excited. There's pressure. I mean, you want to see them close up shop.
Pressure is a
but
privilege.
If you don't, you're all like, well, is there Custer's last stand for the Cubbies? This is a free roll game from a fan standpoint.
Free roll.
I don't like that mentality.
Yes.
Shut them down.
Polluted mindset.
From my perspective, free roll.
I told Becca on Saturday, every day the Brewers have a playoff game for hopefully the next few weeks, but however long this run goes, I'm just going to have some built-in nervous energy. And she said, that's fine. It doesn't give you permission to just be a jerk to people. I said, okay, that's fair. Nervous energy.
A few of the responses so far, in addition to Kelly Sheffield and Mark Johnson, Jerry Odd, who's now become kind of like I'm not going to use the term hall monitor because he's much more popular than Jesse would be in there. Sure as hell isn't Bisaccia. So we weren't really asking for who you don't trust, but
I would actually.
That's probably
I would
fairly
think,
commonplace.
And it pains me to say that. Well, I'm not even going to say that, but I would say Bisaccia's at the top of that list. Outside of maybe there's a head football coach that maybe some folks aren't real happy with. Is that fair? When you want to start looking at the grand scheme of things.
I have a feeling that there are some folks that feel that way.
Yeah,
I think Ken Krause's doing a fine job at Muskego.
Yeah, Jace Rindle.
What happened at Whitewater, too? Great crowd.
Big crowd.
We have old boy on. 17-0 lead. And it sounds as if Lacrosse made a heck of a comeback, huh?
Lacrosse did make a heck. Double overtime. They pulled that one out on the road.
Is there anything else in the stream of consciousness that you'd like to touch on before we get to Brian Bulaga?
I just don't want dead air. So if I have to continue just to roll with stream of consciousness, I will. No, I don't want to, though. I want a sound, structurally good show today is what I'm looking for.
Okay, yes, you're all about structure. Adam in the Berg on the Carbless Tonga text line. Pat Murphy is the Dan Campbell of Major League Baseball. He's got a blue-collar, hard-working mentality. I wish Matt LaFleur and his fancy eyebrows and hair could be more like Pat Murphy.
Oh, snap.
Can Pat Murphy also somehow coach the Packers? Again, I do think that probably the eyebrows and the fact that Tom Brady on a broadcast last year said that LaFleur told him, which again, I've never been in a production meeting, but I can tell you this, if I was an NFL coach, I would be brutally uninteresting in those. Because it seems like Matt LaFleur has gotten burned multiple times on that.
You love gossiping, though. You couldn't help yourself.
Right, but again, there was the telling Joe Buck and Troy Aikman specifically, don't use this, but Tay Wicks has some Devontae Adams to him. And what did they do? They made the comparson and said that he told us not to say this.
Rinaldi.
Then there was the Tom Rinaldi, I pray when Anders Carlson goes out there. That did not go well.
Jason, I'll agree. If I'm Matt LaFleur, I ain't saying jack.
Exactly.
You've been fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, the game room's closed. Fool me 3 times, I ain't doing production meetings no more. That's the new quote.
Back off Rinaldi.
All right, so we want to get to Brian Bulaga.
Still the best dinner of all time, though, hosted by Tom. Tom Rinaldi should be hosting dinner parties on top of his job. Like, he should do a dinner party with Tom deal. And I'm telling you,
a wine tasting with Matt LaFleur. I wonder if they ever made amends because he still does games. I wonder how they kind of work their way past that.
Yeah, what happens is you fake it and you say everything's fine, but you don't give him anything anymore. That's why I would bet you throw Erin Andrews over there and let her work, and Tom Rinaldi does the opposing team because Matt's not giving him anything. You forgive, but you don't forget. So if you think old boy's going to give Rinaldi anything, you're crazy. He ain't.
Another coach you trust. This may be a slightly biased opinion from Dan in Brothertown, but Kayla Carius from UW Green Bay women's basketball. So well done, Dan.
He's biased.
We do trust her.
He's biased on that.
Slightly. Yeah, just a smidge.
She has never lost the Horizon League title.
That's true. I trust Tausch with smart prize picks because it's good to be right, and he's right way more often than he's wrong.
Well, you've had a good
on
run.
The show.
Not a great last weekend, but been pretty doggone good this year with Prize Picks. And you know what? It's fun. Football season is here, and Prize Picks is ready for you. Pick more or less on at least 2-player projections. And now, the greatest month in sports.
I agree.
Somebody could tell me there's a different month that's better. I'll tell you, you don't know what you're talking about. Right now, if you want on Prize Picks, NHL, NBA, Major League Baseball, NFL.
Cricket?
I'm guessing there's some. What?
Cricket?
I haven't checked if there's cricket, but I bet there should be. And you know what? It is easy and safe to play. You can go with flex play. If you want the big payout, you go power play. But no matter how you play, Prize Picks makes it fun all season. And withdrawals, fast, safe, and secure, Apple Pay, Venmo, and more. That's why millions of fans are already on America's #1 fantasy sports app. So download the Prize Picks app today. Use that code WI. Get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Again, that's code WI for $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks.
It's good to be right.
No cricket, but there is handball under Prize Picks.
Is there?
Right? Yeah. Mads Lenbrock, more or less than 4.5 goals.
He's been pretty hot lately, from what I understand.
Doesn't that seem like a lot of goals in handball?
He's a Mads man.
There's some basketball game over there in Europe. They don't have a backboard, and it's just a hoop. And you have to dump it in. It's a weird game. You can't dribble. You only can pass, but you can't take more than a step. But you shoot the ball, and it goes in, and then you pass it. It's a weird game.
Okay.
No, I don't think it's called basketball. It's weird.
Brian Bulaga, eventually.
Nervous energy.
Will join us on today's program.
I'm not nervous.
Well, you're chatty Cathy for sure.
Well, because of the dead air, it was dead air open. If we have a DAO, I feel obligated to talk more. And I'd rather it be
okay.
Dead air open. A DAO, if you will.
Brian Bulaga, save us, please. Next.
On the air, on demand, on social, on Wisconsin Sports. Serving Wisconsin sports fans. This is 100.5 ESPN.
Wisconsin sports fans, Brian Bulaga here from my friends at Surfside. Football season is back, and we're bringing you your tailgate must-have. There's nothing more refreshing than an ice-cold Surfside to enjoy while you cheer on your home team. Made with real vodka and real brewed tea, Surfside is only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar, and 0 bubbles. That's right, no carbonation, so it's easy to sip and enjoy. It's not a seltzer, it's Surfside. Ask for it at bars, restaurants, and stores near you. Must be 21. Please drink responsibly.
Pizza lovers, when the craving hits, hit back with Pizza Hut's $5 crafted flats pizzas. Mark Tauscher here, and new at Pizza Hut, 5 bold, hand-stretched personal pizza recipes. 3 cheese, pepperoni duo, the ultimate, and for a limited time, chicken bacon ranch, and Nashville hot chicken. All just $5 each all day. Perfect for lunch, dinner, or game day. Order your $5 handcrafted flats at pizzahut.com or on the Pizza Hut app. And remember, no one out-pizzas the Hut.
Time out on the field. Let's bring in Gina Della from Pella. What's the winning game plan this month?
Wayne, a whole house of new windows for as low as $297 a month with 0% interest for up to 60 months.
Wow, that's a drive you can sustain for years. No penalties, no extra interest.
And unlike opponents, Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin actually stops the drafts.
Don't sit on the sidelines, folks. Make your move today at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. It's 10/31/2025.
At Wisconsin Surplus Online Auction, you won't have to worry about your old lawnmower pulling a hamstring. They make buying and selling easy. Wisconsin Surplus Online Auction is simple, reliable, and unlike your fantasy team this football season, they'll actually deliver. Have equipment taking up space? Let them be your surplus solution. You send it in, they list it, people bid, and you actually win. Bid, buy, sell, and score big today at WisconsinSurplus.com. Because winning isn't just for game day. WisconsinSurplus.com.
Your Honda gets you everywhere. When it needs service, you need Zimbrick Honda service. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it for yourself at 2 convenient Madison service locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. From simple maintenance to expert repairs, Honda certified technicians handle it all. Stop in for an express oil change at Fish Hatchery Road on Saturdays. No appointment necessary. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop local. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
Ben Brust here to tell you about the Princeton Club. If you're looking for a place where you can better yourself while having a wonderful atmosphere, you have it at the Princeton Club. Strong communities, strong body, and strong mind. All it takes is one small step to start today. You will see that you have everything you need in order to achieve all of your goals. Find your better tomorrow at the Princeton Club. 8 Madison locations where you go in there, you take a tour, and you realize this is a place for me. Find more at PrincetonClub.net.
Attention business owners and executives. Looking for a bank that's invested in your community as you are? Look no further than Starion Bank. As a Dane County community bank, Starion offers competitive deposit and loan rates while actively supporting local initiatives. Visit a business banker at one of our convenient branches in Middleton, Monona, and Sun Prairie. Starion Bank, full-service business banking, lending, and cash management.
Mark Tauscher here to tell you a little bit more about Everlight Solar. We all know that electricity costs are on the rise. That's why you need to talk to my friends over at Everlight Solar. Their local team here in Madison is here to keep it simple. From your no-cost consultation to solar panel installation, the team at Everlight Solar will be with you every step of the way. Not only will they help you save money, but by switching to solar, you're also helping save the planet. Everlight Solar, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. Check them out at everlightsolar.com.
Brian Bulaga on Wilde Tausch is brought to you by Surfside. Surfside iced tea and vodka and Surfside lemonade and vodka. It's light, refreshing, and has 0 bubbles. It's perfect for a day on the golf course or a day at American Family Field. Cheers to Surfside.
I've got some famous friends you probably never heard of, but back in Rutherford County, our crowd is second to none. You might not know them here in this big city we're in, but when I go back home, I've got some famous friends. Yeah, I
do. You know what that means. It is time for our favorite former Packers right tackle. Number 1, ahead of Earl Dotson, ahead of Forrest Gregg, ahead of Anthony Belton. I guess he's a current one. It is Brian Bulaga on Wilde Tausch. Brian, good morning. How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Hey, so you're a sports radio opinionator. Now you got your Surfside deal. You're legit. Who's the Wisconsin sports coach you trust the most? And you can't say Kirk Ferentz because he's an Iowa coach.
That's true. That's true.
And you're not going to say Luke Fickell, I'm guessing. Sorry.
Yeah, he wouldn't have been my first choice regardless. Just being honest.
Appreciate your honesty.
Listen. I played for Matt LaFleur, so obviously I have a lot of trust in the guy. But right now you're look at the way the Brewers are playing. How can you not trust what you got going on over there, right? He is phenomenal. He's a phenomenal manager. You're seeing what he's doing right now and how the team plays, how they rally for him. I watched his presser the other day about what he said about Counsell and how, how he felt about people booing Counsell and things like that, and how he didn't like it. And whether he feels that way or he doesn't feel that way, regardless, how he handled that, I think it's a good guy, right? I kind of like the way he handled that. He could have went a different way with that, or whatever, right? I just kind of like that. I like how he handles things. I think he's kind of like a good old boy, which I think is a good vibe for a clubhouse. So I'm gonna go with the Brew Crew manager. I just think he's got something special going there right now, and I hope they sweep today because I hate the Cubs. So, like, I'm going to go with the hot hand, and that's where I'm going. That's where I'm going.
Brian Bulaga, big White Sox guy. Yes.
Yes,
Blue,
correct.
Blue, after what we saw, it seems like it was a month ago, with the fact the Packers had a bye. Not asking you who you think, because you obviously have a relationship with Matt LaFleur. Who do you think Packer fans trust more, Matt LaFleur or Jeff Hafley?
Oh, they've had 2 years of Hafley, and obviously Hafley's defense was good last year. It's been really good this year. I mean, they gave up, the points last week against Dallas, and it is what it is, right? I mean, they just didn't play good, and for whatever reason, right? I mean, it just wasn't a good game. I think if you look at it short term right now, like if you were to poll them right now, they'd probably say Hafley right now, right? And looking at very short-sighted and forgetting the long term of this, they'd probably say Hafley. Mm-hmm. But if you look, I mean, I think if you let them think about it without a knee-jerk reaction, look over it at the long term, right? And kind of the body of work and you look at the transition from McCarthy and kind of everything that was accomplished to where they are now and how much success has been had since that transition, I think they would say LaFleur, right? I mean, I really do, because he's from where Green Bay was, and I was part of that, right? From where Green Bay was in 17 and 18 when we were hot garbage, right? And we were hot garbage in 17 and 18, which is really hard to think about. It really is. It's hard to say that.
Can I interrupt you briefly?
Sure.
If Rodgers doesn't break his collarbone in 17, you're not hot garbage, right? Like you were 4-1 when he got hurt, right?
Yeah, no, I know, but the record's the record, right? Like, I mean, I get it, but we were what we were. Okay. I mean, I know that when we started out really good to start that year, but we ended what we ended, and I hate to make excuses for it, but it ended the way it ended, right?
Is hot garbage a lot worse than cold garbage just because of the smell?
Yes, because it just bakes. Yeah. Think about it in the Florida sun down here. It's not good. It's not good. It's just not. It's not a good thing.
Yeah, and I suppose when you think about animal carcasses, you'd much rather it be cold and they freeze than hot.
So if you're in Brian's neighborhood trying to avoid the authorities, don't hide in the hot garbage can.
Do not. I would not hide in the hot garbage cans.
Did we locate that guy, by the way? Are you everything? We never went back to that. Was everybody safe and sound after the ATF, FBI, CIA were all in your neighborhood?
So to my knowledge, I mean, everyone's safe, but to my knowledge, not been located.
Oh no!
To my knowledge.
He got
to my
away?
knowledge.
He escaped the
dragnet. He got away. How? I don't know. But he is. There has been, wild stuff. Wild stuff. Which, no idea. Like, wild times.
Florida.
Yeah, I don't know how.
Florida, eh?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I know. I know. I don't know. You would have thought if a gator didn't get him, they would have got him, but he got away. I mean, I just think I would say LaFleur. But again, like I think you're going to look at knee-jerk reaction right now, like Hafley because the defense is playing so good and this and that, and Matt's made a couple bad, game management with the game clock decisions as of late, and that's what we think about in the now, right? And I think that's what would spur that vote as of right now. But I think you look at the big picture, you'd say, I mean, I would say Matt for me personally, but if you would look at everyone else, I think they would say Matt in the big picture of it.
Blue, the Joe Flacco trade, which happened yesterday after our show, I was under the impression, because I think Browning was a turnover machine.
Mm-hmm.
We saw Flacco play this defense. Cincinnati's defense is not Cleveland's defense. They are not going to be able to play Johnny conservative, dinky dunky, dunkaroo offense. But they don't have to because they got a much better receiving core. And I'm a little worried that Joe Flacco with the deep ball and Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, that they might be able to do something. I still think Green Bay is in a good spot, but I think they're in a less of a good spot than they were before that trade got announced. What do you think?
No, I'm with you. Like, I saw that trade and I was like, you got to be like, seriously? Like, because like the one thing Flacco will do is he has no problem pushing the ball downfield, and he can push the ball downfield accurately, right? Like, that's one thing we know Flacco can do. And you have those two wideouts who are extremely gifted, and they will go get the ball. Like, those two guys are studs. And like, I mean, listen, I'm not going to sit here and knock the Cowboys wide receivers that they had, but T. Higgins and Jamar Chase are a different type of beast than what Dallas had out there. So, like, we'll just put it that way, right? So, yeah, it makes me a little concerned from that point of view, looking at it from there. But I will say this: Cincinnati's offensive line is having a rough go at it protecting. They don't block very well, and Joe Flacco doesn't move very well, like Dak say would, or something like that. So that's an issue that Cincinnati has to kind of deal with. So, like, yeah, we're worried about Joe Flacco pushing the ball downfield, but the receivers have to be able to get downfield for Joe Flacco to push the ball downfield, which the offensive line has to hold up, which I'm not sure they're able to. So there's components to that that have to work out for them to be able to do that. But certainly Flacco is a better option, right? You're talking about taking care of the football. He will do that. Like, Flacco will take care of the ball much better instead of turning it over like Browning did against Detroit. He'll take care of it and they'll punt it, right? And they'll do things like that instead. So that's certainly something that you'll see Cincinnati probably most likely change, and for their sake, in the better, right? Like, and that'll be something that will be a positive for them. But defensively, Cincinnati, yeah, they're not Cleveland. They're certainly not. They do have a really good edge rusher that everyone in Green Bay did want at one point, right? Hendrickson, he's really good, and he had a nice day against Detroit as well. Like, he's playing at a really high level. Like, you watch that game against Detroit, he played really well. So, that's a guy that you're going to have to account for. Like, he's really good, and he's also playing for a contract, it appears, again, right? Like, so he's the guy that's very motivated. So it'll be interesting I think you look at it from both sides of the ball. And Tausch, I don't know how you felt. I always felt off a bye week, right? Like, yeah, you're refreshed mentally, right? You get that little break, but like, how do you come out of the bye week, right? Do you come out with energy, or do you come out a little sluggish, a little rusty? How do you feel coming out of that bye week? Again, and especially against an opponent that isn't playing well, right? Like, they're not playing well. You're coming off the bye week. All signs are saying you should beat this team by, what's the spread, 14? You should blow them out of the water, right? Like, those are the things that I just, I don't like those signs, right? Like, I don't like those things. A 14-point spread in an NFL game is just enormous. Like, those things are just huge. I'm not saying that Green Bay can't beat them by double digits. I'm certainly not saying they can't, but like, coming out of the bye week and a new quarterback now that's already faced them once with better weapons now offensively, it's just, it creates some, questions for Green Bay on the defensive side of the ball that, they have to answer. And then offensively, right, they got to get back on the horse and going again from a run game standpoint, control the ball, and see if they can get that part of their game going again.
All right, Brian, in the interest of managing the clock more effectively, we'll still keep you till like 10:18, but we'll take our break here because I do want to talk about the offensive line. I talked to Zach Tom on Monday, and he feels a lot better. And he had a great practice blocking air, which is a lot
air's
less
fun to block.
difficult than blocking Trey Hendrickson or Myles
Helium.
Garrett.
You don't want to block Helium. It's tough.
Don't change your voice and you'll sound like this if you get into it too close. More Brian Bulaga next. Stick around.
This is Wilde Tausch, brought to you by Grassland Butter. Grassland Dairy is Wisconsin. Learn more at grasslandbutter.com.
Mark Tauscher here, and your seat at the table just got better at Hard Rock Casino Rockford. Return to Hard Rock Casino Rockford's high limit room, where the odds are in your favor. With enhanced game rules, including blackjack, where the dealer stands on soft 17, you'll enjoy better odds, faster play, and the kind of authentic high limit action that sets Hard Rock Casino Rockford apart. Visit the high limit room and rediscover your game on your terms, in your rhythm, and with your edge at Hard Rock Casino Rockford.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute brought to you by your Badgerland Chevy dealers, proud supporters of Badger Athletics. Go to BadgerlandChevy.com. Badgers on fire. Make it 10 straight for Wisconsin volleyball in the W column. The 7th-ranked Badgers cleaning house against Illinois and Michigan. Mimi Collier surpassing the 200-kill mark on the season. The goal from Sunday securing her 23rd kill, a match high.
And there's a swing by Collier, block touch, and it falls. Mimi Collier with another kill. That's her 23rd kill, and it's match point in Madison.
Wisconsin dropping just one set during the win streak. A road test awaits with Penn State Friday and Maryland Sunday. Catch all the action on ESPN Madison, your home for Wisconsin Badger volleyball.
Get a whole house of new Pella windows for as low as $297 a month with 0% interest for up to 60 months.
Wow. Don't sit on the sidelines, folks. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
They treated me like family. They're actually people that you can depend on.
They made me feel seen. They really treated me like I was a part of their family, a part of their team.
They ask how you're doing, how you're feeling.
They're just so welcoming and so sweet and kind.
It's like family, caring about another member of the family.
If you've been injured, it costs you nothing to see if Gruber Law Offices can help. Free Food Friday on ESPN Madison is brought to you by Vintage Brewing Company. Whether you're looking to get carry-out, delivery, or dine in, Vintage Brewing has lots of great options on their menu. Vintage Brewing Company prides themselves on being a great place to hang out and enjoy classic Midwestern hospitality. Vintage Brewing Company has multiple award-winning beers, so be sure to try one the next time you're in. Head to VintageBrewingCompany.com to make a reservation today. That's VintageBrewingCompany.com.
Striving for excellence is exactly what we do.
Our suite of master craftsmen ensure every roof we install will last.
We believe in giving you exceptional results.
And the satisfaction and durability you want with your suite of metal roof.
I'm Mike.
And Mary Suita. Enjoy the long-lasting architectural strength and beauty of a Suita metal roof.
SWITA metalroofing.com.
Suita Metal Roofing, the last roof you'll ever need.
When it comes to your career, most companies want you to be interested in them. At Northwestern Mutual, their mutual interest is you. That's why they listen to your career goals, plan the steps to get there, and work side by side all along the way. To learn more about career opportunities, search for Northwestern Mutual Southern Wisconsin online or call 608-836-3080. That's 608-836-3080. The Northwestern Mutual Life Insurance Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
What's new at Zimbrick Chevrolet? A lot! A free car wash with every service, plus a brand new detail facility to keep your ride looking fresh all year long. Relax with coffee and snacks while you wait, and if you can't, grab one of their numerous service loaners, take the shuttle, or even get a lift on them. Plus, Zimbrick Chevrolet has the largest new Chevrolet inventory in southern Wisconsin, and you'll never overpay at Zimbrick Chevrolet. Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie, the name you can trust.
Wilde Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
I've got some famous friends you probably never heard of, but back in Rutherford County, our crowd is second to none. You might not know them here.
Continuing with the great Brian Bulaga on Wilde Tausch. All right, Brian, so I talked to Zach Tom on Monday. His plan is to have I don't know if it's going to be Micah Parsons or Lucas Van Ness or whoever it's going to be, but he wants to take on some true blue bull rushes to test out his oblique because, yeah, it's great that he was able to practice on Monday, but again, that ain't the same as having Myles Garrett crash into you on the first play and feeling a jolt of pain that you cannot bear for another 60 snaps. If you're in his position, how do you figure out where that line is? He said pain management is a factor in this. He thinks that they've figured out some ways to make it a little less painful. Again, this isn't like a knee that you put a brace on, but the time off certainly helped. But he's not going to be 100%. He told me it's going to be something he has to deal with all season long, which marks the second straight year he's had that, because last year he had to deal with coming back from the pec all season. But this is why they pay you guys the big bucks, is to play through stuff and then be judged by pipsqueaks like me saying, well, I didn't play that well when he was playing through injury. So what would be your game plan this week if you're him?
Yeah, I mean, I think to get those reps in, right? Like, I mean, I think the first thing, if I were him, I would go on the scout team for the defense and I would take reps there. That would be the first thing I would do, because if you want to get those reps in, that would be the way to go about it, right? Because you're not sure if you're going to play this week, and you want to make sure that the guys on offense that are, healthy get their reps. So if you don't want to go in there and take reps away from the guys that may be starting at right tackle and take their reps away, so I would start by taking the reps on scout team, right? And then you're going against Van Ness or Parsons or Rashawn Gary every single time, guaranteed, because they're getting their work in against the look team from Cleveland. And then if Zach Tom wants to take the pass rush, the passing reps, he can go in there for literally passing reps. So he's getting those reps for sure. So that's what I would do and see how it feels, right? And you can kind of go from there and get a feel for how it goes for maybe 5 to 10 plays, and then come back and see how it feels the next day. But to think you're gonna see how that feels after one day of practice and go, all right, I'm going to be able to play Sunday. That's a big ask, right? Like it seems like it's a big ask to do right now. Like I think that's like a build-up process, right? Like you almost have to do that for almost like 2 weeks and see how that goes for like 2 weeks. And then after like 2 weeks of like you feeling like that's gotten stronger and it's gotten better and you haven't had any setbacks, then you go in and then you're like, all right, I feel like this is good enough for me to go play. Then you integrate yourself back in.
Yeah, It's different, too, because he already tried this.
Yeah.
And I think there's always a little leeway, especially with a guy that you've paid and and has played a lot of football for you. They're going to give you the benefit of the doubt. They ask Blue on, you're playing, and they ask you on a Saturday, how you feeling? And you said, I can do it. They're going to give you that. And then if you go out and you play 2 snaps, and in Zach's case 1, all of a sudden then it goes to, well, I trusted you, but we can't have this happen again. You have the bye, you missed a game or 2. There is a different math now to having him go back out on the field than there was the first time, because not that he was lying I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying he didn't know, but he wanted to go out and play, and as a staff, you now need more verification than just Zach said he's good to go. Does that make sense?
No, yeah, 100%. Yeah, you need more proof of that, right? Like, I mean, that's the way it has to go, and like it's the only way you get that is now physical reps against high quality, opponent, which is your guys, which is then Gary, Parsons and Van Ness. Like that's the way you get it, right? You don't, and this isn't a knock on scout team guys, but you're not going to get that against scout team guys. Like, and that's just being honest. Like, you're not going to get that same look from those guys. Like, I mean, you just won't. You won't get the bull rush and then the quick redirect from those guys. You'll get that from Parsons. You'll get that from Gary. I mean, you'll get that from those guys, and that's the only way to judge that, right? So, like. And then it's not even that. It's how do you feel after like 5 or 6 of those? And then how do you feel the next day? And then are you able to do it again the next day? Like, those are the things that, like, you know, you have to factor into that. Because say he does go play, right? Like, say he plays and he goes and plays against Cincinnati and he does get through it. But then he can't move for 5 days. You got to go play another game the next week. And then he goes into the game the next week and he plays like a series. And it does, but you know what I'm saying? And then here we are again. And then we're back on this cycle. So, like, that's the only thing I'm kind of like trying to get at, is that, you know, I'm not saying that they don't trust him. And, you know, since he's a paid guy and you know, he's a starter and he's very important, that he's on a different type of, you know, he gets to do different things, which that's normally the way things work. But since he hasn't done anything like this, right, like, or done any reps, like, there should be, or at least in my mind, like a little ramp up period to get that oblique kind of like tuned up to like contact and like stress and see how that works, right, and get it fine tuned. Because like, if you just throw it into the fire and be like, here you go have fun, there could be a repeat.
Brian, speaking of ramp up periods, I think, and I'm sure you were this way, I'm sure Tausch was this way coming back from an ACL. Once you get the green light to practice again, you want to play, and I'm sure Christian Watson is feeling that too. What if Christian Watson were to call you after this segment and say, "Hey, Brian, do you have any advice for me?" Because I in talking with him on Monday, he would love to play on Sunday already, even though all he did was individual work on air on Monday. We'll see what he does today. But what would your advice be? Because that's great that he's practicing this week, but it feels to me like there needs to be a ramp-up period there too.
Yeah, I mean, I think obviously it's great that his recovery's gone so well and his knee feels good, and he says it's, you know, I've heard a couple of his clips that he said his knee feels great and he feels confident in it. But the only way he's really going to feel confident in it, right, is going against DBs and doing it in practice at a high speed, right? And I remember coming back off my first ACL in OTAs, like, I was very, very timid, you know, my first, like, probably few weeks on it, right? Like, I was very cautious, and that was just in OTAs. That wasn't even in like training camp or anything, because once I got to training camp, I was okay, because I had gone through OTAs and I, you know, had gone through kind of that period of going through it, right, and going through that period of like, all right, it's okay, like, I can do this and do that. So that would be my advice, like, hey man, like, give yourself a little bit of time to go through all these actions with bodies around you, with bodies falling around you, with, you know, jumping and coming back down and making cuts with people around you, right? Like, and going through these full speed actions before you go back on a field. Then you're getting hit for real, and guys going low and trying to, you know, chop you down from the legs. Because, like, listen, Christian, you're a big receiver. DBs don't want to tackle you up high because you're just going to truck them. Like, you're going to run them over. They can't tackle you up high. So the only way they're going to take you down is to try to cut you down low. Like, that's, I mean, when you're a big, strong receiver like he is, that's where they're going to try to take him down. Like, they got to take him down from the thigh board and down. So, like, try to get your body prepared for that, right? Get your, you know, legs and mentally really too, like in practice, like feel like no one's going to touch him in practice that way, but like having bodies around him and getting used to that is a way to get ready for that. And that's just going against your own guys and team periods and feeling that speed and kind of the congestion of football, right? Like, that's being in you know, the middle of the field and catching passes and all those things. So that'd be my suggestion, right? I mean, obviously the timetable is, you know, it's his body and what he's telling the trainers and the coaches, and then obviously it's up to Goody when he pulls them and says he's ready to go, right? That's his call. But from a player standpoint, it's just make sure you're 100%, because it's obviously, you know, it's your knee, it's your body, and you know, you want to make sure that when you step out on that field that there is no doubts. You know, you have no doubts that, like, when you're not even thinking about your knee when you're running a route, you know, catching the ball, going over the middle, doing anything. There's not even a thought about it. It is literally just the route, the ball, the play, the adjust, everything. That's the only thing that you're thinking about.
All right, Brian. I'm also curious about if they don't have Aaron Banks, which again he practiced on Monday as well, and I don't say this lightly. Is it possible that they're better off with their first-round pick from last year, Jordan Morgan, starting somewhere? Like, the grading on, I know we're talking about a guy who wears 65 and a guy that wears 75, which are very important numbers to you two, but they have not necessarily played at the level you two played at when you were wearing them. And if they want to get their offense going, their offensive line has to get healthy and get productive. And I think there were flashes of it in the second half against Dallas, right? They ran the ball pretty well. Jordan Love had ample time most of the time. But where do you think they are at guard? And is it time to, at the very least, start rotating Jordan Morgan in? We had a long talk earlier in the week, Tausch and I, about whether or not he is better suited to just be a guard all the time. What do you think of where he's at and what they need to do there?
Yeah, I still think from what the little we saw of Jordan Morgan at tackle, right? He played left tackle in the preseason.
He did.
While Sheed was out, and I thought he looked okay at left tackle. To be honest with you, I thought he looked okay. So I'm not ruling him out as a left tackle. To be dead honest, like I'm not going to rule him out there because I thought he looked good. And like if people are going to say he's struggling at guard, that's okay. And I say that because there's a reason, because sometimes if a true tackle struggles at guard, it's because he's a true tackle. And it's because tackles aren't meant to play guard, right? I mean, there's a reason, right? And it's not because he's not good enough or he's not this, it's just because he's a tackle. And they're trying to get him on the field and play him at guard. But regardless of the fact, it has been a little bit of a struggle at the guard position, whether it's been injuries or just inconsistent play or whatever it may be, right? I mean, it's been a little bit up and down and this and that. So if Banks is healthy and he does come back and play, I mean, they're not rotating him, right? He's not going to get rotated. So that's off the table. So it really comes down to Sean Ryan and Jordan Morgan. And if you're going to do that, okay, then that's what you're doing. And what I've always found and what I've always seen, because obviously, I'm anti-rotation. Like I don't like it. But what I've always, I guess, ended up finding the way this happens, and maybe that's why I'm always anti-rotation, is Sean Ryan ends up playing really well, right? And you see glimpses of it, and then I'm like, why are they doing this? Like, because Sean Ryan plays well, and then it's inconsistent when you really want Sean Ryan in there. He's run blocking or pass blocking well, then they make a rotation. And then it stalls out a little bit, and then Jordan Morgan or whoever they're rotating plays well for like the series, and then the rotation happens again. So like it just stays inconsistent for like a series, and then the next guy plays well for a series, and they're out. So like if they're going to do it, okay, but like that's my only concern with it, right? Like, and it makes me, I feel bad for the guys when you do that, right? Like if you're gonna, if you don't like the way someone's playing, right? Whether that's Sean Ryan, whether that's whoever, right? Like, and I'm not sitting here saying I don't like the way Sean Ryan's playing or this or that. Has everyone on this line made mistakes? Of course they have. Like, has everyone played well? No, not everyone has played well. Like, I mean, let's be real here. Like, so, like, if we're going to sit here and try to, like, finger point guys, like, that's a little bit unfair because, like, I think no one has played, like, their best football at this point, right? Like, I think that's pretty fair to say. But if you want to make a change, right, if you want to see and make a change and try something, like, just do it and see how you like it. Like, this rotation stuff, like, I don't think it does anybody, like, good. Right, because then it puts guys in limbo. Like if you want to make a change and you want to see something, then make a change and see how it goes. And do it for a game, do it for two, and see how people perform and see how people react and see how the guys on the line react and see how the guys next to them react. That's the only way you're going to find out. Because if you just continue to rotate, I don't know. I never. Yeah, I just feel like you just kind of continue down the same pattern because then you're putting in the same person that you think isn't doing the job the way you want him to, right? Like, and to me that kind of defeats the purpose. So I don't see them doing that. I don't know if they're going to pull Sean Ryan because I don't think he's performing to that level that you would be like, we're just pulling him out. I don't think we think he's playing that poorly because I don't think he's playing that poorly. I don't see that at all. But could I see them, if Banks is healthy, rotating Jordan Morgan in because they want him on the field and they want to continue to get him snaps and reps? Yeah, I could certainly see it. I could certainly see them doing that and going back to that style of play where they, every couple series or however they do it, I can certainly see them doing it. Because injuries have been an issue so far, right? So you want to make sure that Jordan Morgan, your sixth guy, continues to get snaps so that if he's needed, he comes in and he's essentially sharp, right? He's been playing snaps and he's ready to go if called upon.
All right, Blue. Big tussle up at the camp coming up on Saturday.
Which day?
Iowa embarrassed us last year. There is no two ways about it. We have guys doing 42 push-ups because they threw a 42-piece nug on us. They ran the ball down our throats in the second half. We end up going a lot bigger up front this year, and I think a lot of it has to do with what Iowa did to us. Give us a quick scouting report. I know you're very good up front again. Quarterback's hurt. We don't know what his status is yet. Give us a taste and give us a little prediction on what Big Blue is going to think he's going to see at the camp on Saturday.
Yeah, so don't know what the quarterback status is, right? I think that's kind of been the big question. And obviously against Indiana, once he got removed from the equation, that's kind of where the game kind of got, it didn't get out of whack. We lost by, I think it was 5. It was 20-15 is the way the game ended. So, they hung in there against Indiana really well. But once the quarterback got hurt, it's kind of over, unfortunately. But they played well against Indiana. But I think the formula is going to be run the rock. And obviously, I watched Wisconsin. And I thought they played against Michigan really well. At least for most of the game, they played Michigan really well. So it's going to be a tough test to run the football, especially if we're not able to throw the ball with any consistency with a backup quarterback. If our main guy is not able to play, that's a big problem. On the flip side of that, our defense is very good again. They showed it against Indiana. Indiana's been scoring 45 points a game, and they were only able to manage 20 against Iowa. I don't know how they continue to do it, but the Iowa defense it's very good. They don't give up anything. If they do give up something, they force teams to field goals. And it's very typical of Iowa that we're probably going to see a low scoring game unless Iowa's able to break down Wisconsin's defense and run the ball like they did last year. But again, if they don't have their starting QB, it could be one of those weird games that we saw a few years back where it was 10-6 or whatever it was.
Yeah, you had that punter. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, so I could see that. Yeah, now he's a Bear. So I could see one of those games where it's a 10-6er or something like that. To be honest with you, I'm not
10-6er.
Yeah, something really yucky like that. And I'm just being honest. It's. Yeah, and listen, right. Maybe that may clear out Camp Randall faster than anything. A 10-6 game may clear out the camp faster than anything. You know what I'm saying? And that could get fans to boo
10.
faster.
Hey, if we have 10, we'll take that all day. I'm not going to say we'll storm the field, but I think a couple years ago we beat Iowa, and we had did we not? We had a bunch of criticism because we stormed the field after we beat Iowa.
Iowa was number 9 in 2021. Wisconsin beat them and stormed the field. That is the last time the Badgers have beaten the Hawkeyes. Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed Jesse was awfully quiet during that conversation about the Hawkeyes.
Yeah, Joe.
I mean, do you remember last year's game? Like, I'm minding
that
my
doesn't
own.
usually deter you.
I'm minding my own business in the middle of last year's game, out with some friends at a local establishment, Coors Lights in hand. All of a sudden, Brian Bulaga's blowing up my phone. Hey, you watching this? Oh my God, what a pathetic showing! This is miserable. I'm just hoping. I'm at a wedding Saturday night. The last thing I need while I'm celebrating Jordan and Danielle with a few Tito's and whatever in hand is
Tier 1 or Tier 2?
Tier 2. I'm not standing, so Tier 2.
Okay.
The last thing I need at the wedding is Bulaga said, "Oh my God, they're doing it again."
You're going to have it on your phone. You're going to have it on your phone. What are you talking about? You're going to be watching it on your phone. And I mean, come on, let's be real.
And if it's not 10-6, if it's 42-10, you'll be hearing from Brian Bulaga again.
I can
Exactly.
I can tell you this. I'd much rather have one eye on Wisconsin, Iowa than Cubs Brewers Game 5 on Saturday if I'm at a wedding. That could be a big problem.
All right, Brian. It's always the highlight of our week, buddy. I will talk to you later in the week with Homer. Thanks. We appreciate you.
All right, guys. Take it easy.
That is the great Brian Bulaga, Iowa. Speaking of great, Grubelovs. David's birthday yesterday. I texted him. Got the heads up from my buddy John Kerry. Sent David a happy birthday note. We appreciate him and how supportive he's been of our show from the very beginning. We also appreciate that if we ever are injured in an accident, which hopefully we aren't, he's the call to make. One call, that's all. 414-276-6666. 414-276-6666. Grubelovs is one call. That's all. The 10 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch starts in 2 minutes, so stick around.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Your Honda gets you everywhere. When it needs service, you need Zimbrick Honda service. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it for yourself at 2 convenient Madison service locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. From simple maintenance to expert repairs, Honda certified technicians handle it all. Need new tires? For a limited time at Zimbrick Honda, you can buy 3 tires and get the 4th for only $1. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop local. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
Hey, this is former Badger Brad Norton.
Norman is a fake. Great call and great execution.
You're listening to a Good Karma Brands radio station, 100.5 ESPN, WTLX, Monona, Madison.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison and streamers everywhere. I'm Jesse Nelson. Sports Center brought to you by Goodman's Jewelers, the diamond store of Madison for generations. Check them out, 220 State Street, and online at goodmansjewelers.com. Game 3 of the NLDS this afternoon at Wrigley Field with the Milwaukee Brewers facing a chance to sweep former manager Craig Counsell and the rival Chicago Cubs. 4:08 first pitch on Chicago's north side. Pre-game coverage starts at 3:30 this afternoon right here on Madison's home of the Brewers, 100.5 ESPN. Quinn Priester does get the start on the mound today for Milwaukee, opposing Jamison Tyone of the Cubs. Programming notes galore here for 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel today. Wilde and Tausch has you covered till noon. Rich Eisen noon to 2. Homer in for Kyle Bruston Nortman from 2 until 3:30, taking you up to the pregame coverage of the Brewers Network broadcast. Mr. Irrelevant with Alex Strope, live on YouTube starting at 12:30. Arian Foster, former NFL running back and now a Brewers fan, scheduled to appear on that show. And then during the game, Jim, Matt, and Molly live on YouTube from Players Sports Bar and Grill in Madison.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
As always, to Brian Bulaga. Great to catch up with him. I'm not sure Jesse wants to hear from him on Saturday night, though, because he will not be texting you during your wedding. Not your wedding, but the wedding you're attending, if the Badgers are winning. So we'll see if that comes to fruition. We'll also see if we have a Game 5. Hopefully there's just a Game 3 today, and then they're done with it, and the Brewers can move on to the NLCS. Jesse, I'm curious on the Carbless Talk and text line, Tausch's outstanding question about the coach you trust the most. What kind of feedback have we been getting on that?
So Dusty in Partyville texted this one in. Mike McCarthy? I think that's got to be a joke, right?
Well, there's also a few folks in the YouTube comments. I'm trying to find who it was because I'd like to give them credit. Asking if, since Mike McCarthy's around town anyway, if Matt LaFleur would consider bringing him in as a consultant.
For clock management?
Well, maybe not for that specific role, but
I ain't gonna lie to you. If that happened, wow! I don't think we could even do a show. I think this whole internet thing would just blow up. Yeah, if Mike McCarthy comes in as the, I don't think that's gonna happen.
Probably not.
I don't envision that. No, but
nevertheless,
Mike, you know what? I think everybody has given Mike. You know, again, the Sean Payton comparisons, and I think people have slighted Mike a little bit, and I think part of it is because he's a heavier set fella. Just being honest, I think that there's something to that.
Very frustrating.
And I think there's some clock management has not always been pristine.
That's hard to do.
And the fact that I think everybody looks at peak Aaron Rodgers, not enough championships. You factor all three of those things in. But as Mike McCarthy has told us many times, he is a highly, highly successful NFL coach. And his organization and his structure and his players love him. There's a lot of things that I'm sure Matt LaFleur could, if he picked his brain, utilize Mike's knowledge. So I know Jesse maybe thought that was a joke and whatnot, and obviously Mike is not coaching as we sit here right now. But Mike's coached for a long time, 20-some-odd years in this league. You don't last that long if you don't know what the heck you're doing.
Nope, you're right about that.
Do have another text from Eric in Green Bay on the LaFleur versus Hafley specific discussion.
Taking a break from his Boldathon Twitter account.
Yes, appreciate Eric's contributions. I think more fans trust the assistant because he hasn't been the one responsible for late game decisions that are head coaching
pause
response.
as you can finish.
Okay.
Unless his name is Bisaccia, Drayton, Zook, Barry, Dom Capers, et cetera, et cetera. So continue, but I'm going to poke some holes in Eric's point before you keep going.
It's kind of like college football where the most popular player on every team is the highly touted backup quarterback, which we have experienced in my years doing the pregame and postgame shows for ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day. The amount of backup quarterbacks people have clamored for that never came to fruition.
Not in the Luke Fickell era, we haven't. The starting quarterback that's hurt is the most popular.
That's because the backup's always playing very, very quickly.
And everybody else is saying the backup shouldn't be playing. I don't know what the hell you're talking about, Jell.
Pre-Fickell. I forget some of the names that have come and
PF.
gone over the years.
Okay.
Yeah, pre-Fickell.
Okay.
Yeah. That could also be post-Fickle, so we probably need to find new lettering on that. All right, we'll get to a few more of your responses because I am intrigued by this. Jesse also put it on the Wilde Tausch Twitter feed.
Isn't it amazing? Doc Rivers is a world champion coach. And there ain't anybody answering. I don't have access to either.
So you don't know that no one's answering that? You haven't looked.
No, but
you don't know?
I haven't, but I would bet. How many said Doc Rivers?
We'll have Jesse check the text line, and we'll have that answer. Now you know what Mike McCarthy was up against when he had Mark Tauscher on his team trying to manage the clock.
We'll have less sleep and we'll be grumpy.
After I tell you about our big trip with Colette, I've been telling you about it for a while now. Paula and I and the girls are really excited about this. We leave on July 5th. We're going to England, Scotland, and Wales. We're going to take in the charm of the countryside. We're going to be standing in front of Big Ben. We're going to go to Edinburgh Castle.
Edinburgh?
I'm still not there, am I? It's a struggle.
Better than it was
We'll also
originally.
stop by the storybook villages of Chester and Shakespeare's Stratford-upon-Avon. We're going to see the scenic countryside of the rolling green hills. We're going to go to the medieval, one of Tausch's favorite words, city of York. All the great landmarks, cozy villages, bustling city streets. I hope we can stop by where Ted Lasso was filmed. That's one of the things I'd like to see. Peaceful countryside views. You'll experience all the very best of Britain's history, culture, and beauty. And you'll do it with us. Text TRAVEL to 844-770-3776. 844-770-3776. The same number you use to tell us who the coach is that you trust the most. Or just go to ESPNMilwaukeeTravel.com. That's ESPNMilwaukeeTravel.com. I'm told we've gotten
really
a lot of responses already.
It'd be unfortunate if there was a coach named Bob Travel. That'd be unfortunate for the Talk and Text line today.
More Wilde Tausch straight ahead.
Good one.
Stick around.
This is Wilde Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Mark Tauscher here for the great team at Everlight Solar. Whether you're saving up to buy a jersey for your new favorite player, tickets to a playoff baseball game, or simply need some extra spending money for you and your family, it's always great to learn new ways to save some extra cash. Well, I've been telling you for a while now about how you can save money and help save the planet by making the switch to Everlight Solar. When my family first thought about making the energy switch to solar, we weren't exactly sure where to go. That's when we got in touch with the team at Everlight Solar, and through every step of the process, they were great as we made the switch to solar. If you're interested in making the switch, let them do the same for you. Check out EverlightSolar.com to find out more and schedule a free consultation. That's EverlightSolar.com. Save money and help save the planet. When you're ready to make the switch, take my word for it. Count on the team at Everlight Solar.
The Milwaukee Brewers, the Chicago Cubs, Game 3.
Slider struck him out. Uribe puts it in the holster, and the Brewers have a 2-0 lead in the division series.
Today on 100.5 ESPN.
Oh no, there's only seltzer left, and it's passionberry almond fruit? Who comes up with these? Kick the aluminum can to the curb and mix up a cocktail you actually want with Tito's. It tastes great, it's gluten-free, and it's available in a variety of sizes for your convenience. The flavor abilities are endless. Tito's Handmade Vodka, the official spirit of whatever you want to drink. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc., Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Time out on the field. Let's bring in Gina Della from Pella. What's the winning game plan this month?
Wayne, a whole house of new windows for as low as $297 a month with 0% interest for up to 60 months.
Wow, that's a drive you can sustain for years. No penalties, no extra interest.
And unlike opponents, Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin actually stops the drafts.
Don't sit on the sidelines, folks. Make your move today at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. It's 10/31/2025.
Hi, it's Jason Wilde from Wilde Tausch, inviting you to join me July 5th on a journey through the lovely landscapes of England, Scotland, and Wales with Colette. We'll take in the charm of the countryside and the history of the great cities. Imagine standing before Big Ben in London, then later gazing out from Edinburgh Castle. So rich in history, it feels like you're stepping back in time. Along the way, we'll explore the storybook villages of Chester and Shakespeare's Stratford-upon-Avon, places where every street seems to whisper a piece of history. And how about a scenic train ride through the rolling green hills that lead us right into the medieval city of York. It's all part of this incredible journey. From iconic landmarks to cozy villages, from bustling city streets to peaceful countryside views, you'll experience the very best of Britain's history, culture, and beauty, and create memories that last a lifetime. To learn more about this amazing adventure, text TRAVEL to 844-770-3776 or visit ESPNMilwaukeeTravel.com for full details.
Liberty Station American Tavern and Smokehouse isn't just a barbecue restaurant. Open daily for lunch and dinner, Liberty Station serves American comfort food with regional touches using many locally sourced ingredients. The bar at Liberty Station offers vintage cocktails created in a classic style, local craft beers, plus a wide array of wine options. And be sure to check out their sprawling patio with an indoor and outdoor porch area. Liberty Station, conveniently located just off the Beltline on Rimrock Road.
This is Wilde Tausch, brought to you by Grassland Butter. Grassland Dairy is Wisconsin. Learn more at grasslandbutter.com.
I was left to my own devices. Many days fell away with nothing.
All right, we need to get to Uncle Homer, but let's find out. Jesse, has anyone who has responded to the coach you trust the most question said Doc Rivers in the Carbless Talk and Text line?
What do you think?
Yeah, lots of them. He's won a championship.
Whoa, Nelly!
Go boo in a bar.
Amazing. That's an amazing thing, isn't it?
So, how many?
Why?
Kelly Sheffield has won a championship.
You guys won a championship.
Mark Johnson's won a bunch of championships.
Yeah.
And I think Doc Rivers is the only other current Wisconsin head coach who has won a championship as a head coach.
Well, Gardo had that COVID year.
That did happen. You're right, yes. So I guess kinda.
Anyone say Greg Gard on there?
No.
Okay.
Tausch, I'm not surprised by your hypothesis being true that no one has said Doc Rivers. My question for you is, why do you think no one has said Doc Rivers?
I don't know. Well, I think it probably.
Why is it when I say that it's a problem? When you say that, you just say it up. I don't know.
I ask you pointed questions. You're like, well, why do you think this? I mean, I don't know.
I'm sorry.
When I say,
it's not a pointed enough question to ask you, why do you think no one has said Doc Rivers?
Why do you think? It's like, well, I don't know why other people think that. I mean, it's not like I asked you, what are you seeing at training camp? It's a little different. I think we can agree on that. I mean, the words are the same, but I think there's different.
Nervous energy.
Can I rescue this? I think no one said Doc Rivers probably because he won one place but has been unsuccessful in pursuit of a title in many other places.
Well, that's a good answer, Jesse.
And therefore, you don't just weigh the one as a success versus all the ones that were unsuccessful in his pursuits.
How many more people are saying Jeff Hafley than Matt LaFleur? Kind of like your backup quarterback point that you made earlier.
So nobody has said Jeff Hafley, but I think they're only thinking about head coaches. So should we poll that separately? Because I think that's a really interesting question.
Poll what separately?
Who do you trust more, Matt LaFleur or Jeff Hafley?
I mean, I think the question is Pat Murphy or Matt LaFleur.
Well, Pat Murphy's going to win that in the landslide, isn't he?
Pat Murphy's stock is an all-time high right now.
Correct.
It's high.
If we'd asked in May when Jesse was inquiring about his job status, it would have been different.
It's actually high, and when you think about it, his big, bold move didn't even work.
You're right.
That's the beautiful part about it, and that's where, again, it comes back to the team being able to overcome. Everybody's like, oh, well, except I read a couple of guys' reports yesterday. Well, Pat Murphy figured it out. Well, he figured it out because Vaughn hits a 3-run bomb, And Churio hits a 3-run bomb. Like, the plan and the strategy was an abject failure in the first inning. Like, it probably couldn't have went any worse. You had to bring a reliever in the second inning earlier and did it. So you can't really have it both ways. Like, sometimes you make big moves and they don't work. That happens. It's sports. You end up being a heck of a lot better manager and coach when you have a really good and special team that can overcome adversity and be resilient. That's where Pat Murphy has shined. He has built a team with a culture of resiliency, tenacity, and a mental toughness that allows you to overcome what a lot of teams wouldn't be able to. That's where Pat Murphy gets a lot of attaboys as we sit here on the 8th of October. The Ides of October, if you will.
Great points by you, Caesar. Well done. Also great when you tell us about your love of Tito's vodka.
Tito's vodka, it's great. If you want to take off a full day of work before a 4 o'clock Brewers game or an 8 o'clock Brewers game, you want to start with a Bloody Mary. Make sure it's Tito's. Then you want to have a Tito's and tonic to kind of take it for lunch. Make sure it's Tito's in your glass. And then for a nightcap, a Tito's cranberry, a Tito's lemonade, a Titorito, whatever it is, just make sure you're mixing it with Tito's handmade vodka. And you know what? Besides its great drink, they also do a lot of great things in the community, partnering with nonprofits and doing real good in the communities across the country, especially for our four-legged friends. So the next time you're raising a glass, make sure it's Tito's handmade vodka in it, crafted to be savored responsibly.
Uncle Homer joins us next. It's Wilde Tausch.
This is Wilde Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
Mark Tauscher here for Chalmers Jewelers. I've been a big fan of Scott, Garrett, and the whole team at Chalmers Jewelers for years now. I go there, my friends go there, and most importantly, my wife loves it whenever I get her something from Chalmers Jewelers. It's my go-to spot for birthdays, anniversaries, and any special occasion. For quality jewelry and a great experience, choose Chalmers Jewelers, the place to go for that perfect gift. Stop at Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton and Madison.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison. Grassland butter is built by tradition right here in Wisconsin. Grassland is family owned and has been crafting butter for 5 generations. That's why at Grassland Butter, you're more than just an employee, you're family. The Wietrich family believes in supporting each other, growing together, and building a workplace where everyone feels valued. Your voice matters at Grassland Dairy. Your success is our success. Join a team where culture isn't just a buzzword, it's how we live every day. Check us out online at grassland.com. That's grassland.com.
Hey, it's Riley Yauk. Stay in the know on area high school sports and follow ESPN Madison on social media for Prep Mania on Deck, each week's preview for the top games and events. Prep Mania on Deck is brought to you by Zimbrick Honda, a proud supporter of high school sports and local communities.
Sundays are for football and carbless. Born in Wisconsin, carbless handcrafted premium cocktails are packed with flavor, not sugar. 0 carbs, 0 sugar, just 100 calories, and gluten-free. Whether you're tailgating in Green Bay or calling the plays from your couch, Carbless is the cocktail that's always game day ready. Crisp, clean, and crafted to win. This season, drink like a champion. Drink Carbless, a proud partner of the Green Bay Packers.
When the leaves start to fall and your roof starts to call, fix it in the fall, fix it in the fall. If your shingle's looking rough and your gutter's full of stuff, get it fixed before it's froze, man. It's time to call the pro. We patch it, we match it, we stop that drip. Free estimates, quick fix, don't let your roof slip. Your home's your castle, we keep it tight. Call Avondale Roofing, they roof it right. Fall deals dropping it like it's hot. Call Avondale Roofing at 855-819-7663.
UW Credit Union presents the Prep Mania Student Athlete of the Week, supporting local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community. UW Credit Union is here for every you. Learn more at uwcu.org. Here's Dennis Semrau with the UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week.
Our ESPN Madison UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week, Kayla Landerud from McFarland High School.
Thanks for having me.
So, volleyball and track and field.
Yep.
What do you like about volleyball?
I like that everything's different. Like a lot of sports, it's kind of like the same thing. Like basketball, the goal is to get it in the hoop, but volleyball, you have this big court. Every play is different. Every kill's different. So I just like the variety in it.
And when you look back at your time in McFarland, what's going to stand out the most about being a Spartan?
One of my club coaches put it real nicely that at the end of the day, you don't really remember like the games or like some of the sports. You'll remember some of the sporting stuff, but like it's just like the memories you make with the people and the people you meet along the way. So honestly, I'll probably just remember the people and the memories more than anything.
Wisconsin icon.
It's all about the Badgers.
The Don of the Wisconsin Badgers.
We did it better than everybody for 20-some years.
Joined by two of his football legends.
I like all of them, except for quarterback. I like defensive ends. Hey, I really like defensive ends.
Someone didn't like kickers at one point.
The Barry Alvarez Show with Barry Alvarez, Tarek Saleh, Derek Engler, and Jesse Nelson. Live from Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton every Monday night. Right here on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Game day starts on Regent Street. Fuel up before every Wisconsin football home game at the Monster Energy tent. Grab free samples, snag some Monster gear, and get your energy up before kickoff. The best football pregame start with Monster Energy.
Hey, it's Rich Eisen. Keep it right here after Wilde Tausch and join us for the Rich Eisen Show on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Whatever you do, make sure you do it right. Whatever you do, make sure you do it right. You're making love or starting the schoolyard fight.
The Homer Hour is longer than an hour today.
Oh, snap.
It's also on at a different time.
Oh, snap.
As we reconfigure the schedule as the Brewers and Cubs battle at Wrigley Field. 4:08 first pitch on 100.5 ESPN Madison, 620 WTMJ. So you will hear Homer in Milwaukee on ESPN Milwaukee from 2 until 4. And you will hear him in Madison, where he belongs, from 2 till 3:30. And you'll hear him on Wilde and Tausch right now. Hi, Steve.
Steve.
Falcon.
Falcon is okay. Steve is not okay. It's not my name.
Did you legally change it?
No, this is radio. I thought we were on radio. You guys are still on radio, right?
Oh, well, I don't know. Are you?
Yes, I am, and I'm Homer.
All right, Falcon. How you feeling about Brewers-Cubs today?
I mean, they're on a roll. Everything's going their way. They're going to win this series. It'd be nice if they could win in a sweep so that the Cubs fans will boo their team on their home field as they get off the field. But
nice.
You don't know that for sure. Yeah, this would be historic to sweep the Cubs against the manager who left to go to that team.
Yeah.
It's never. I mean, just not. It would be like the Packers beating the Vikings and Brett Favre.
Well, they did that in 2010.
They did, yeah.
No, but I mean in a playoff situation.
Oh.
Something that's
for like in the NFC Championship game. This is not Detroit, man.
Yeah.
This is the Super Bowl.
That yes. And by the way, this discussion that you've had irritates me because the person that needs to be talked about is Matt Arnold. Matt Arnold is 3 to 4 times as important as the manager. Teams win because of general managers, not coaches. The general manager is somewhere between 3 or 4 times as important. Ron Wolf is 3 times as important as Mike Holmgren for that championship. Ted Thompson is 3 times more important than Mike McCarthy for that championship. And the discussion, a lack of it about general managers, is sad.
We talked about coaches. You can't have 100 different conversations wrapped up into one. You can pick and then you can go there, but that's not what we asked.
And I'm telling you, before you do it, why don't you discuss equipment managers?
You are a beaut.
So you don't think Pat Murphy and the attitude that he set through the clubhouse and the lineup and the pitching, and you don't think that has any inkling on anything with the Milwaukee Brewers being ahead of the Cubs right now?
I didn't say anything. I said the selection
Well, you
of
just
the
did.
players.
Well, why don't
Hold
you
on.
put the equipment
No, I said
manager
3 or
rankings up
4
there next?
times,
Da-da-da-da-da.
3 or 4. Okay, hold on. 3 or 4 times more important. So you could talk about the equipment manager, and I would say no. The manager.
No, you'll
is
do that
3
on
or
your
4
show,
times more
I'm sure.
important.
Who is the equipment manager that you trust the most?
Dominic Gentili. That's the only one I could name.
He was a trainer.
Whatever.
So I'm glad you bring this up, though. Honestly, I mean, it's not what we were discussing, but
you?
I am, because
Why are you glad?
Well, because I am interested in player acquisition vis-a-vis managing and coaching, right? Like, let's be honest. We look at the Packers, and we spend, even me, who has been accused of being too critical of the Gootinator, we spend more time criticizing Matt LaFleur than we do Goody. Right? Now,
Depends who you're talking to, not you.
I would argue, no, I think we've criticized Matt LaFleur a fair amount this season, right? And Tom Silverstein has a good piece on PackersNews.com where he breaks down some of his criticisms of Matt LaFleur and the coaching staff writ large in the first 4 games.
Does he lead with the special teams guy or not?
He doesn't lead with them, but he spends a majority of the story on it. So, yes.
Yeah.
But right now, after 4 games, with a lot more football to be played, as great, and they are great. You heard me say it to Goody in a press conference to his face. Josh Jacobs, Xavier McKinney weren't just home run signings, they were grand slam signings. And he said, thank you, Jason. I said, you're welcome, Goody. Now I'm going to finish my question. But right now, what are Aaron Banks and Nate Hobbs? Not great, right? They're definitely not home runs. But there's 4 games in. There's still 13 more to go. But the early returns haven't been great. But we're not really talking about that. We're talking about bungling time management. We're talking about whether he should have run the ball instead of Love throwing it at the end of the Browns game. Like, this is the time of year that you critique the people that run the stuff that's on the field, and less so about the people who acquire the players who are on the field. And we have not spent, at least on our show, very much time at all talking about what Matt Arnold has done. So that's why I'm glad you bring him up, because while Pat Murphy seemingly has pushed all the right buttons except that one time when he started Ashby in Game 2, he's got a lot of really good buttons to push because of the way they built this team. So, Homer, since you brought him up, how do you view what Matt Arnold has done, especially following a guy that we thought was pretty damn good at the job before him? And maybe he was the guy behind the guy making all that happen.
80% of the success is due to him. And Stearns, you'd have to go back and look at. But, yeah, it's always about the players. Tausch knows that. And, yes, you can talk about whatever you want, and there's no wish to talk about that. And Murphy has done great. People love him. He's a perfect fit for Milwaukee. But my premise is, who screwed up last year in the playoffs? Was it the players or Murphy?
Why don't you tell us who you think it was?
No, I don't. I'm just saying. I just want. It's a strong opinion I have about all sports that the general manager is so much more important than the head coach. Now you need,
So,
great.
Homer,
I think I'd join that club.
Vince Lombardi as a general manager might have been better than he was as a coach.
All right, you poo-poo this a lot. You poo-poo it with the pitching coach and the hitting coach. Which of the major sports?
They're all are different situations. It's not accurate. If you're going to put me down, let me just make it clear.
Homer, you've said you could be the Brewers hitting coach numerous times.
All right, fine. Say whatever I say, and then just give my opinion on this issue. There's no reason.
Well, you said it, Homer.
Why
have you not said? Have you not
because
said
I like
that
having
in the past?
you on. That's why.
Homer, have you not said
What if
that
I
you could
said-
be the hitting
Tell
coach?
me what I've said. I agree with everyone. Whatever you say,
Stop
I've said, I've said.
pouting.
Okay,
Will
fine.
you stop
Okay, go
pouting? Have you
This is
said that you could be the
insanity.
hitting coach for the Brewers?
Yes, because the job is impossible. It's impossible to be successful at it. No one has ever been that successful at it. Get named one person.
So
They've
you-
all
you
gotten fired.
poo-poo?
They've all had it for a couple of years. It's incredibly hard to do. It's like putting me in charge of preventing rain. It ain't going to do it.
not.
I'm going to fail.
So my point that you that you poo-poo coaching, especially hitting and pitching coaches.
You can't say coaching. This is one position in all sports that I've said about the hitting coach. I have not. Everything else is different. That's one. That's the unicorn.
How about third base coach?
That's important.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Yeah.
But hitting coach
That's-
isn't.
A hitting coach.
I just
is
wanna
important,
understand.
but you fail. No one's been able to do it. So to act like you could hire me, you, anybody to do it, no one can do it. It doesn't work.
I'd have
The
hired
hitting
Tony
coach
Gwynn.
just goes out to eat. Check all the
No,
people and how long they last and who's made a difference. It's always about the players that you acquire. The hitting coach over time has no impact. It's like asking someone to prevent snow in Wisconsin. Good luck.
So you yell at me about telling you what you're thinking, even though I've heard you say this exact thing 100
No, you
times,
said about
but you get
coaches
mad
and
at me
number
for
of
bringing it up.
Never.
Yeah.
No. Okay, go ahead. I concede defeat. Go ahead.
What do you mean you concede defeat?
I
Don't
do.
quit.
You're right. I'm wrong.
Hey, don't
Let's
be a
go.
quitter. Hey, don't quit.
I'm not a quitter. Go on to the next thing. You had a question.
So,
there.
Homer, what sport? So you're,
It is
you're,
often
and
the
I
easiest
don't
path.
want to put words in your mouth because I don't want you yelling at me.
Oh, come on. You
But
know
you
you
just
do
said
that to him. You know that you do that to him. You
Jason,
know
I'm
you
not
do
talking
it.
to you right now. Hey, go back to free air open or whatever we called that. Homer, you've just said 80% of it is player acquisition, not coaching. Which
Correct.
of the big sports does coaching make the biggest impact in?
Good question.
Wow. That's a great question. I have them all about the same. It's like 17, 18, 19. So
The correct
really,
answer is NFL foot. The correct answer is football. By
Okay.
a
Wait a
long
minute,
shot.
would you-
Continue.
You're doing it again.
No, from my perspective. From my perspective.
That's not what you said.
And
you didn't say
Now I
explain
want to
why
hear
you may
Homer's
be able-
perspective.
Well, no, I think the issue in football is that a head coach has to hire other assistants. I think the group is a much bigger issue in football than in basketball or baseball, if we're using those sports. Hockey, I don't know. So I'd have to think about that. As a head coach, it's not just what I do, but it's then who do I hire as coordinators? Assistant coaches have huge roles in football. They do not in basketball or baseball. So that would be a huge difference. So that I have to factor in.
So,
but
Homer,
it's still 80-20.
one could say...
the percentage doesn't change.
Oh, no.
What?
Oh, okay.
You guys
One
were
could
kind of
say
agreeing.
that you poo-poo what the coaches in basketball and baseball have, and that you could do those jobs. You could say that.
No, I could not
Right?
do those jobs.
Oh,
no,
okay.
the only job I
misinterpreted.
could do is hitting coach because it's impossible. You could do it. Jason could do it. My 9-year-old granddaughter could do it because everybody failed. None of them are going to be able to prevent snow in Wisconsin, which, as I said,
I don't know why you
But
keep
they
going
can
with
be-
this. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
but
and by
they
the
could
way,
be
we
very-
haven't even gotten that much snow lately. Like, it hasn't
But-
been snow. Last year's
but-
winter wasn't very snowy. Well, it
you're
wasn't.
right. Yep.
We had a
You're
record
right.
low amount of snow last year.
Yep.
So whoever's
you're right,
doing
you're
that-
correct. All right.
In fairness,
I also believe that I could have been the quarterback coach for Aaron Rodgers because all I
No,
would have
you
done
could
is
not.
say,
You
do whatever
two,
you
you
want.
couldn't even host a radio show with him more than one time before they had to go to
Okay.
Wilde. Like, if we're being
However,
honest.
Hold on. Excellent question, but this would have been different.
Thank you.
Because here's what I would have said to Aaron Rodgers. I'm your quarterback coach. You do whatever you want. I will get you coffee or whatever role you need me to play. I will have no input on anything regarding football. I trust you totally. with every decision.
Oh, boy.
That, of course, is not the case with a radio show because I'm supposed to be the host. If I
Isn't that what
gotten
Tom
paid
Rossley
to
was to Brett Favre?
if you say so, I would prefer you on that.
I would just like to push back slightly on you and say that while all hitting coaches may fail, I would say that there are probably varying degrees of how much they do help hitters. And so your 9-year-old granddaughter would probably help them less than, say, the late, great Tony Gwynn would.
Well, what's her tee work? Like, what drills does she have on tees?
Soft tossing.
Because that's Tony Gwynn's
Tausch is a big soft tosser.
No, she does what
teamwork.
I would do. Do whatever you want.
Come
That's a hell
on,
of a job coaching
guys
her.
could use some. Guys need some help.
So maybe Jason, instead of pounding on me, maybe you could say, Tausch, your representation of Homer's coaching was accurate.
Have you?
After
have
what you
you
just
ever?
But I would not. What I would say as a hitting coach would be, stay back, hit it the other way, go the other way, go the other way. That's what I would probably say that.
Homer, has there been anything that surprised you so far about this Brewers-Cubs series?
No, it's just been unbelievable. They have created it, but everything they've needed. Think of this. The Cubs, in the first game, the first guy hits a home run. And, oh, my, first guy batting, and by the end of the first inning, the Brewers are ahead. In the second game, they hit a 3-run homer in the first inning. They get the first 2 outs against the Brewers. By the end of the first inning, the game is tied. If I was on the Cubs, I'd say we might as well just quit. There's no way. They're good. We're even. They're getting every break. They're the hottest. They're just every break that there is. They're creating. It's unbelievable, and it's created such incredible enjoyment. Whatever the scores you go, as you said during the regular season. But so what? They'll win. They'll find a way.
Yep.
Homer, again, everyone can listen to you today at 2 o'clock.
Yeah, I want to apologize to something I put on Twitter. I said that I would be.
That covers a lot of ground.
I know. I said I would be signing autographs, and I said I'll sign 10 for $1 each. What I didn't make clear is
that you'd be paying the $1?
Yes, that I'd be paying the $1.
Sorry, I didn't mean to step on your joke there.
Well, you stepped right on his
joke.
It's
the truth.
Okay, so I could get an autograph. Is it like a glossy 8x10 of you with your toupee from your WISN TV days?
If you ask for an autograph, I'll sign whatever you want, and I'll give you $1. It make me feel good to sign 10 autographs. 10 people wanted my autograph.
Pretty good
That's
deal.
good. That's a good day. And it's only going to cost me $10.
Yeah.
Not a joke. It's the fact, and I didn't make that clear on Twitter. You always want to be clear on Twitter.
Okay, I would like to get one of those 8x10 glossies of you with your toupee. So that is my next goal. I look forward to that.
I have such a picture. Channel 12, and I'll have to look.
Do you think they have them there still somewhere in like a filing cabinet?
I believe I have one copy that I could probably get copied. So I think I have one, actually. I may still have the toupee. I really blew it I hope they have a Game 5 where the Homer Dome can come back and tell people if the dome is open or closed. But I don't. I want them to sweep. But I can help you out with that picture.
All right. And that autograph signing is from 2 to 3:30 in Madison and 2 to 4 on 94.5 ESPN
That's what
Milwaukee.
I was told. I did not know that. I'm sure you're accurate.
Okay. Glad I could help. Have a good day. Bye.
Bye.
That is Steve the Homer True, who you can hear today starting at 2 o'clock across ESPN Wisconsin. Right now, you can hear Tausch tell us about American Family Insurance.
Indeed, you can, and life is better with a home and auto policy from American Family Insurance. That's because they're always there to protect your dreams, from hosting a family reunion in your new home to taking a family road trip in your new minivan. So insure carefully and dream fearlessly with American Family Insurance.
Could we just have Tausch tell us what Homer's going to say from 2 to 4 today and then cover?
You do. I mean,
I don't understand why you guys.
You do. You know you do.
What?
You do.
What did I say that was?
He
what did I say
stuff,
that was factually
and then you
inaccurate?
tell him what you think he should be saying or is saying,
Jason,
or you feel like he should be saying.
What did I say? Do you think Homer values assistant coaches
No,
in Major
I don't.
League Baseball.
Look,
He doesn't.
I would like to. So there's a couple things I want to get to Packers related. We got the 11 o'clock hour is kind of stacked with trivia and Jesse's Whoa Nelly and everything else. And we still have a segment left in the 10 o'clock hour. We don't have to talk about Joe Flacco. We can talk about him tomorrow. But this Tom Silverstein story is really interesting, and I do want to spend some time on that. I would say this.
Oh, yeah,
I
read
think
that
Homer,
this morning. It was good.
Homer likes to oversimplify things for entertainment value and effect, but I do believe he does not, for whatever people think of him, and I happen to love him. He doesn't say things he doesn't believe. Like, he is unique that way. I believe that the shouting people on the debate shows will say things for effect that they don't necessarily believe. I think he believes that every hitting coach in the history of baseball, while they helped to varying degrees, ultimately can't fix everyone. And so
he believes his 9-year-old granddaughter could do the job that the...
Right, because ultimately they're going to fail, is his point. Now, I think he oversimplifies that, and I would say that a good hitting coach, I'm sure, has helped plenty of players throughout the 50-plus years that the Milwaukee Brewers have been in Milwaukee. So he's trying to make a point by oversimplifying it. Just like him coaching Aaron Rodgers. Don't tell me that Tom Clements did not help Aaron Rodgers, even when he was a fully formed Hall of Fame caliber player, that he didn't still help him. He did. But again, for effect, he likes to say that stuff. The effect that has is it makes it 11:03, and we still have one segment left in the 10 o'clock hour, which comes up next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, brought to you by Grassland Butter. Grassland Dairy is Wisconsin. Learn more at grasslandbutter.com.
Mark Tauscher here for Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie, the name you can trust. As the football season rolls on, the baseball playoffs take center stage, and the days get shorter and shorter. You know what that means, and whether you want to hear it or not, winter is creeping up just around the corner. So here's the thing. You can choose to ignore that the brutal Wisconsin winter is quickly approaching, or you can do the smart thing and think about getting your vehicle prepared now so you don't have any issues when that slippery snow first falls. Well, I recommend stopping in to see the amazing service team at Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie. Get a tune-up, check the battery, check your tires. It's a big one for winter. Change the oil, and make sure all the inner workings of your vehicle are in tip-top shape. You can take my word for it. From summer road trips all around the state to driving to work in the tumultuous Wisconsin winter, Zimbrick Chevrolet is truly the name you can trust. Schedule a service appointment, view vehicle inventory, and learn more about all they have to offer at ZimbrickChevrolet.com. That's ZimbrickChevrolet.com. Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie, the name you can trust.
You, rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute is brought to you by Steinhoffels, celebrating 91 years with savings on furniture and mattresses. Trusted for quality and comfort. Shop in-store or online at steinhoffels.com. Make it 10 straight for Wisconsin volleyball in the W column. The 7th-ranked Badgers cleaning house against Illinois and Michigan. Mimi Collier surpassing the 200-kill mark on the season. The call from Sunday securing her 23rd kill, a match high.
There's a swing by Collier, block touch, and it falls. Mimi Collier with another kill. That's her 23rd kill, and it's match point in Madison.
A road test awaits with Penn State Friday and Maryland Sunday. Catch all the action on ESPN Madison, your home for Wisconsin Badger volleyball.
Get a whole house of new Pella windows for as low as $297 a month with 0% interest for up to 60 months.
Wow. Don't sit on the sidelines, folks. Visit PellaWI.com today.
What's better than cheering for the Packers with an ice-cold beer in your hand? Cheering for the Packers with an ice-cold beer in your hand that you got for 10% off. And when you get Packers checking from Associated Bank, you get even more. Like 10% off food and 10% off drinks on game day. Like that ice-cold beer in your hand. Plus 15% off Pro Shop gear. Only with Packers checking. Associated Bank. Bank of the Packers. Learn more at AssociatedBank.com/Packers. Member FDIC.
The Midwest's best baseball players have one thing in common: GRB Academy. For 15 years, GRB has been Wisconsin's leader in player development and advancement, producing over 468 college commits and 27 major league draft picks. Their Windsor facility has 52,000 square feet of elite baseball training space. Next up to bat is GRB's Top Prospect Camp on Sunday, October 12th, open to the high school classes of 2026 through 2029. Claim your spot now at grbacademy.com.
Played like a pro but felt like an amateur? Twisted your ankle or jammed a finger under the Friday night lights? At Orthopedic and Spine Centers of Wisconsin, their Saturday Sports Injury Clinic has you covered. Skip the emergency room circus, dodge the waiting room sitcom, and get expert care from the pros who actually know sports injuries. Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Walk into their location off the Beltline and get back in the game. Orthopedic and Spine Centers of Wisconsin, your comeback starts here.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher here with a refreshing offer for a bath or shower remodel from Kohler Services. And this month only, get 0 interest financing for 12 months and a free shower door with your Lugstone shower remodel. My new friend Chris from Oostburg is one of their skilled installers who demos your existing bath or shower, removes it, and disposes it before installing your brand new dream shower. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote with fast professional installation always included. That's KohlerServicesWI.com.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Customizable just to you. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today.
So, Tausch, you have read from your favorite beat writer his piece on PackersNews.com then?
I did not, no.
Oh.
I was joking.
Wow.
He's your favorite, though.
Can't trust anything this guy says.
Who?
Some might say he's dishonest.
You?
I didn't read it, so what do you want
But
me to
you
tell
said
I
you
was
did.
saying it 'cause I wanted to get a reaction from you. Yeah.
Well, now my reaction is disappointment. I will summarize that coming up in the 11 o'clock hour after I tell you about someone who never disappoints you, and that's Vince and his team at Lakeland Supply. If you are in business for and in need of packaging and supply chain help, they're the go-to guys. They're the ones that you want to talk to. And core values are an important piece of what they do. Their core values, which they've been showing in the industrial supply space for more than 40 years, are integrity, excellence, stewardship, partnership, and faith. They're ISO certified, a Future 50 winner. They're top rated in customer satisfaction, and they believe in giving back to the community. Not only that, but Lakeland isn't one of those catalog companies either. They work to be your packaging and supply expert, building plans around what you want. Lakeland Supply is in business to make your business better. So set up a free packaging and supply chain assessment at lakelandsupply.com. All right, for those of you clamoring for a Packers conversation, and I know at least some of you folks in the YouTube comments have read Spoon's story, we will talk about that to kick off the 11 o'clock hour. That will happen in 2 minutes, so stick around.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Pizza lovers, when the craving hits, hit back with Pizza Hut's $5 crafted flats pizzas. Mark Tauscher here, and new at Pizza Hut, 5 bold, hand-stretched personal pizza recipes. 3 cheese, pepperoni duo, the ultimate, and for a limited time, chicken bacon ranch, and Nashville hot chicken. All just $5 each all day. Perfect for lunch, dinner, or game day. Order your $5 handcrafted flats at pizzahut.com or on the Pizza Hut app. And remember, no one out-pizzas the Hut.
Hey, this is Jonathan Blackwell of Wisconsin Badgers basketball. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN WTLX Monona Madison, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison and streamers everywhere. I'm Jesse Nelson. Sports Center brought to you by Wisconsin Surplus in Mount Horeb, your homegrown auction powerhouse. From government assets to vehicles and equipment, find your next deal at wisconsinsurplus.com. A chance for the Milwaukee Brewers to sweep former manager Craig Counsell and the rival Chicago Cubs in the NLDS this afternoon. Game 3, Brewers-Cubs at Wrigley Field, 4:08 Central Time. First pitch today, nationally televised on TBS. Of course, you can listen to it right here on 100.5 ESPN, Madison's home of the Brewers. Quinn Priester does get the start on the mound for Milwaukee today. Jamison Tyone gets the start on the mound for the Cubs. Special programming all day long here on 100.5 ESPN, and maybe even more importantly on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel. Wilde Tausch continues till noon. Rich Eisen show on the radio from noon to 2. Mr. Irrelevant with Alex Strofe live streaming at 12:30 on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel, featuring special guest former NFL running back Arian Foster. He's a Brewers fan, scheduled to appear on Mr. Irrelevant. And then during the game, Jim, Matt, and Molly live on YouTube from Player Sports Bar and Grill.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
The 11 o'clock hour of Wilde Tausch begins now. And it begins with something that Tom Silverstein of the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel, Tausch's favorite beat writer, you had a great relationship with him when he was covering you, right?
I did, yeah. Spoon, he's also a baseball coach, he coaches baseball. Yeah, I enjoyed Spoon. I thought he was always very, very fair when he did his job.
Did you feel like others had that same fairness and ethical approach?
I'll say there's, like in anything, there's some quarterbacks that are great at their job. There's some that aren't. There's linemen that aren't. There's some folks that are really good at their job, and then there's some that I think are not. I would put Spoon in that category. That's really good at his job.
Yeah, I would agree. He's been doing it longer than me, and this is an interesting column because basically, Tausch, his approach is to say this team would be 4-1 if their coaching was better. 4-0. 4-0. Sorry, yeah. Yes, not 2-1-1. 4-0. And his point.
I have to admit, I can't disagree with that statement because the Cleveland game, boo in a bar, punt the ball, win the game. Like that was, and I know if you want to get back into the homer conversation, I know Jordan Love can't make that throw. We have said that 100 times. Cleveland wasn't going to score.
Yeah, here's what Spoon wrote about that specific play, and then you can continue. Quarterback Jordan Love's interception was a poor play on his part, but LaFleur had the option of handing the ball off, punting, and letting his defense do its job with a 7-point lead against a cruddy, which was not a word I was expecting.
Cruddy is a great word.
Browns offense. You may continue.
No, that's exactly the point, and I said that at the time. And
yeah, you did?
You know, coaching's about getting your players in the best position to be successful individually and from a holistic standpoint to win games. And you can have ideas on your identity and you have your foundations, but every game has a different formula. And it's your job to figure out what that formula is to position your team to win that game. Mm-hmm. And I was really down on Matt after that Cleveland Browns game because we all watched the same thing. Like they weren't going to move the football.
Correct.
They could maybe get a play here or there. The only time they were able to get points is because we bungled it.
Right.
And the way you ended up losing that game was everybody in that building knew they should not have lost that game.
And both things can be true, right? Both Jordan Love made a mistake, and Matt LaFleur could have just run the ball into the line of scrimmage on 3rd and 3. They could both be true.
Absolutely, and I would say Matt LaFleur did not put Jordan Love in a position to succeed there. You could say Jordan can't make that throw, and he made Matt LaFleur's decision bad, and that is also true. This can be a chicken and egg deal, but coaches make these decisions, and they understand their football team on it. Because Jordan Love is going to tell you he make every throw. I want the ball in my hands. I want to make this play. And you trust your guys, but you also want to verify you're going to win.
Mm-hmm.
And that's on the coach to make those tough decisions to do that. So the Cleveland game, 19 out of 20 times they win that game, they somehow found one way out of that 20 to lose it.
All right, I want to get to the other two coaches in this equation here. And again, I recommend reading the article. It is on PackersNews.com. Spoon gets into the fact that they lost Devontae Wyatt, and he was a key part to their game plan against the Cowboys. But the answer wasn't to curl in a ball and hope you could hang on. It was to be proactive and do something different. If coordinator Jeff Hafley feels bad about not having any answers against Dallas, it means he probably learned a lesson about relying too much on Micah Parsons to alter the trajectory of a game. If he comes out of the bye doing the same thing he was doing the first 4 weeks, then he didn't learn a lesson at all. Tausch, when you look at them defensively, do you view that as a failure of coaching as well? Because the first 3 weeks they look like world beaters, and then against the Cowboys they look like they couldn't do anything right.
Yeah, they didn't come up with any solutions. And a defense that I'm raving about as being dominant, you don't give up 5 touchdowns out of 6 drives.
Mm-hmm.
You just don't. I don't ever remember, and again, I'm not going to put this group with that 85 Bears, Ravens, Buccaneers. I'm not doing that yet. Even the 85 Bears had a game on Monday night against the Dolphins. They gave a bunch of points.
Mm-hmm.
But this group has to have other solutions. It can't just be, Micah, save us. Because you can do certain things to slow somebody down. Now, what you can say is, Rashawn Gary, you need to win some one-on-ones, and you can't get blocked the way you did. And you could say, Lucas Van Ness, you can't give me anything? And then coverage standpoint, if you need to do some different things to get Dak out of his comfort zone, that's what you need to go do. And that's what was so disappointing about that game. And you can also look at some of the other issues, whether you want to get into special teams or if you want to get into the offense and how they approach things. There's enough there. You're going to lose games in the NFL. Unless you're Don Shula and it's 1972, you're going to lose a couple games. What you don't want to have happen is games that you should have won or felt like you were positioned to win. Those are the games you can't let slip through your fingers. Right. And I believe Green Bay, while they tied the one, the Browns game was a complete. You had a grip on it.
No excuse.
And it did slide through your fingers.
All right, let me just get to the special teams part of Spoon's piece, and then we'll play trivia next. Because I love to read on the radio. As for the disaster that has been special teams, I would like new Wilde reads on the radio music, though. I don't want it to be the same as everything else we do.
This is our special music. What are you talking about?
Though. We all know that. And by the way, there's some folks defending you, Jesse, in the YouTube comments. I just want to state publicly for the record, because not everybody watches on YouTube, we think you do a phenomenal job. We love having you as our producer.
What are they defending him from?
I want to know.
Jack says, I don't know why everybody hates on Jesse. I like him. Which, again, not everyone likes. All three of us have people that don't like us. But we love Jesse. We give him a hard time because he does miss a lot of days of work.
Who hates Jesse?
Our show is better
I'm confused.
when he's on.
Mike in Middleton hates me. I know that.
There's a few that aren't fans.
DJ,
no,
right?
different Mike.
Different guy. All right.
Different.
Okay. Everybody loves Rich Bisaccia just like everybody loves Jesse Nelson. The disaster that is special teams, Spoon writes, LaFleur must get proactive. It doesn't mean firing Rich Bisaccia. He's not going to find a better special teams coach roaming the streets. And promoting assistant Byron Storr would not provide a sweeping change in the direction they are going. But LaFleur must pull some strings because there's no way a team should suffer catastrophic blocked kicks against similar rushes 2 weeks in a row. Failing to get rookie Savion Williams to adjust to how kicker Brandon Aubrey was placing the ball is a coaching failure. So is failing to say to yourself in overtime that it might be a good idea to put former All-Pro returner Keyshawn Nixon in to return the kick. Can't disagree with anything he says there. If Bisaccia isn't thinking those things, then it's up to LaFleur or one of his other assistants to be addressing those questions in game.
Well,
Tausch?
you can't really couch that, though. Like, it's either he's not doing it, you get somebody else, or you don't just keep people in jobs and then not change anything. Like, it's either one or the other. You either get better and figure this stuff out. If there's a blocked kick, same thing on Sunday. What are we going to say on Monday? Well, the guy, we put a new guy in there, he can't block. What are we, at some point, you have to say, well, maybe
we're going to start going for different. Two all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know what is Spoon. What is Spoon advocating here? Is he? Because
I think
he's
Spoon's
not
point,
saying,
and it's not my piece, but what I would say is Spoon saying that on balance there have been some catastrophic blunders that need to be fixed, and he points out the mistakes by Savion Williams, who again, part of this problem is that they have two inexperienced returners, and when they compared Savion Williams to Cordero Patterson, I thought, well, this guy must have been a great returner in college. And then I looked it up, and he returned kickoffs as a freshman, and then never returned anything ever again. Matthew Golden had never returned kicks at all, punts ever in high school or in college. So if you choose to do that, you're going to have these mistakes. But when the stakes are high, I think this is Spoon's point there, put Keyshawn Nixon back there for the overtime kickoff that you're bringing back.
Yeah, but you don't even know what the stakes are always high.
Yeah, but you're not advocating.
When you fumble a punt,
you're not advocating.
Fumble a punt.
You're not advocating for Keyshawn Nixon, their number one corner, to return all kickoffs.
No, I am.
Oh, you are?
For punts?
And who's your
punt
punt
returner?
returner?
Punts. No, put him as
you
punt
want him
returner.
to, and you're okay with Savion Blanc with the returns of kickoffs?
Figure something out.
Bo Melton,
I would be fine with
Bo Melton was an upgrade the rest of that game.
I would be fine with Keyshawn doing both. Yes.
And then when he gets hurt and you're playing Nate Hobbs and Carrington Valentine, who had a very difficult game.
You playing to win or you playing scared? Like, the dude's a great returner. Hey, he's been awesome at corner. He's done a great job.
Great return. He was the first-team All-Pro returner before they changed the kickoff rules, right? Those were both under the traditional rules.
All right, well, hey, let's put somebody else back. Let's put Matthew Golden back there, and then when he fumbles it or something, he gets drilled because he's spinning around like a top, and then we can all say, well, at least Keyshawn Nixon's healthy.
Okay, so is this also a critique of personnel? Because you had Mecole Hardman on your practice squad, you never elevated him, you never used him, and then you booted him. You had a guy who's done both in the NFL before, and you didn't elevate him to the game day roster ever.
Seems like I remember him fumbling in the preseason on a punt.
Sure, and so did Keyshawn Nixon
so maybe
on the
he
opening
should have had a better
kickoff
preseason and he would
of
have made
the
the
playoff
roster.
Game.
Maybe he should have maybe he should have been better in the preseason. He makes the roster, not a practice squad. Maybe.
They kept him though. Like they kept him on the practice squad.
They put him on a practice squad.
Seemingly for
it's not on the oh boy, it ain't on the roster.
Well, you could have just not kept him at all.
If Mecole Hardman has a Desmond Howard like preseason or does anything,
yes.
Well, at some point it comes down to production, Jason. It doesn't just come down to, well, he did it 6 years ago with the Chiefs, so he should be good. Like, I'm sorry, that's not how it works.
Would he be better? Would he have been better than Savion Williams?
I
given
don't know.
his experience. Okay.
Why wouldn't they put him in there then?
Why
wouldn't they put him in there if they thought that?
I don't know.
You think you know more than they do? That's my point.
No, but you think you know more than they do. You think they should put Keyshawn Nixon back there.
Yeah. Keyshawn Nixon's a great returner. It's how he made his chops in his league.
It's time for trivia.
Is he? Let me ask you something. Is he the starting corner for Green Bay if he doesn't return kicks and punts for us a couple years ago?
No, of course not. But the times change. Oh.
Well, you know what? I don't want Jordan Love to throw on 3rd and 8 because he might get sacked and he might break his finger.
Would you stop? You know
he's playing 70 snaps. That's too many snaps for him.
Jesse, what's today's? Energy. Have you sent that? Have you sent today's questions? You're a little ornery. You're a little squirrely today.
I'm not ornery. I get frustrated when you all sit here and there's something right there. You're like, well,
so when I say
he's going to get hurt.
So just to be clear, when I say they should use McCole Hardman, you tell me I think I know more than them. But when you say that they should use Keyshawn Nixon, I can't suggest that you think you know more than them.
Has Keyshawn Nixon showed how good of a punt returner, kick returner he's been for the GOG?
No, he is not. He's not a good punt returner. He has been a good kickoff returner.
That New Year's Day one was awesome.
Just sit him out. Yeah, sit them all out. You know what? Don't have anybody returning punts. The hell with it. Let it roll. Try to block every punt.
Jesse, what callers do you want for trivia?
I wonder if the analytics will say to do that someday. Let's do caller.
Well, who do you got back there? If you got
Mike Pryor
spinning around.
Caller 5 because the NLDS is a best of 5, and caller 11 because it takes winning 11 postseason games to win a chip.
No. We're not even thinking about Game 5. It's caller 3 and caller 11. You ain't getting into putting Game 5 into people's minds.
Best
what
of
are you
5.
Doing?
Caller 3, caller 11, 844-770-3776. That's also the number to text travel to if you want more information about our trip to England. 844-770-3776. Caller 3 and caller 11. Tausch, on the other hand, is going to tell us about Hard Rock Casino Rockford and how. No, they know what they're doing. They're very good at what they do. He would never tell them how to do things.
Okay. Hard Rock Casino Rockford features over 175,000 square feet of gaming and entertainment space, more than 1,300 slots, 50 live table games, a sports book, and a rock shop. They also have museum-worthy collection of more than 500 pieces of authentic music memorabilia, including items from artists like Prince and Cheap Trick, Eddie Vedder, the Blues Brothers, and I think this young lady has an album out, Taylor J. Swift. Head on down to Hard Rock Casino Rockford, a premier entertainment destination just off of I-90 in Rockford, Illinois.
Caller 3, caller 11, you play trivia next. It's Wilde Tausch.
This is Wilde Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Looking for a delicious meal without breaking the bank? Cousin Subs has you covered. Our $10 meal deal gives you a 7.5-inch ham and provolone, turkey breast, or veggie sub piled high with fresh hand-sliced ingredients, crisp veggies, and all your favorite toppings. Add a bag of chips or regular fries, a fountain drink, and a cookie, all for just $10. This deal's available online or through the Cousins app only. And you can enjoy your meal at home, at work, or delivered straight to your door, hot and fresh. Cousin Subs. We believe in better. Available at participating locations. Offer subject to change.
Grassland Butter is built by tradition right here in Wisconsin. Grassland is family owned and has been crafting butter for 5 generations. That's why at Grassland Butter, you're more than just an employee, you're family. The Wietrich family believes in supporting each other, growing together, and building a workplace where everyone feels valued. Your voice matters at Grassland Dairy. Your success is our success. Join a team where culture isn't just a buzzword, it's how we live every day. Check us out online at grassland.com. That's grassland.com.
Wisconsin sports fans, Brian Bulaga here from my friends at Surfside. Football season is back, and we're bringing you your tailgate must-have. There's nothing more refreshing than an ice-cold Surfside to enjoy while you cheer on your home team. Made with real vodka and real brewed tea, Surfside is only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar, and 0 bubbles. That's right, no carbonation, so it's easy to sip and enjoy. It's not a seltzer, it's Surfside. Ask for it at bars, restaurants, and stores near you. Must be 21. Please drink responsibly.
Mark Tauscher here to tell you a little bit more about Everlight Solar. We all know that electricity costs are on the rise. That's why you need to talk to my friends over at Everlight Solar. Their local team here in Madison is here to keep it simple. From your no-cost consultation to solar panel installation, the team at Everlight Solar will be with you every step of the way. Not only will they help you save money, but by switching to solar, you're also helping save the planet. Everlight Solar, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. Check them out at everlightsolar.com.
Hi, Dave from Canopy Wealth Management here. Our balanced approach helps guide you through a complex and ever-changing landscape. Throughout your family's financial planning journey, we will serve as a partner, advocate, and steward in all aspects to help you achieve your goals with confidence. At Canopy, care, competence, and clarity, it's not just a tagline, it's a promise. Go to canopy-wealth.com to get started today. That's canopy-wealth.com.
The biggest games.
Back-to-back state championships. Still going, lowers his shoulder into the end zone. Touchdown, Wanakee.
The most compelling stories.
Where are you going to be playing basketball next year?
I'm proud and excited to announce that I'll be going to the University of Charleston.
We are now joined by the Executive Director of the WIAA, Stephanie Hauser.
The area's best high school sports coverage is Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania.
Electric bills are out of control, but with federal incentives, you can go solar with zero upfront cost and start saving hundreds a month. Badgerland Exteriors and Solar is a local and family-owned company, and they make the switch to solar simple. No pressure, no hassle, just honest.
AJ with Badgerland Exteriors here. Contracting made easy is more than a tagline. It's how we run our family business. Visit badgerlandexteriors.com to get started on your next project. That's badgerlandexteriors.com.
Since 1956, Holman Lindsay Paints has been making paint in Wisconsin for Wisconsin. Because of their commitment to making great paint for Wisconsinites, Holman Lindsay has grown over the years to 26 locations in this great state. Headquarters in Sun Prairie with a state-of-the-art facility, Holman Lindsay has the paint you need to make your job better. From do-it-yourself to professional, Holman Lindsay has paint for everyone. Visit one of their local locations today in Madison, Sun Prairie, Middleton, and Janesville.
Wilde Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
Matt LaFleur is at the podium at Lambeau Field. I'm in my basement. He's not listening to my long questions, but you will be listening to my questions in Wilde Tausch Trivia, presented by Cousin Subs.
Wilde Tausch Trivia is presented by Cousin Subs. Crispy chicken tenders are now available at Cousin Subs. Order today in store at cousinsubs.com or with the Cousins app. Cousin Subs, we believe in better.
Let's welcome in our contestants. Caller number 3 is Eric in Green Bay. Eric, good morning, buddy. How are you?
Good morning, doing well. How are you doing?
I'm great, thank you. And caller 11, another veteran of the trivia battles. It is Greg in Tosa. Greg, good morning, buddy. How are you?
Doing great, Jason. How are you?
I'm happy to have you, buddy. Thanks. All right, here we go. I'm going to go a little quick here just because we're running low on time, and I'm sure everyone wants to get to the Rich Eisen show on time. All right, question 1, Eric, is this. Latitudinally, which of these Wisconsin cities is located farthest south Farthest south. East Troy, West Bend, or North Freedom, which is actually southwest of Freedom. Is that true?
It is true.
That's weird.
Well, not Freedom. We know that. Let's go South Bend. South is in the name, right?
No. East Troy, West Bend. South Bend is
West
in
Bend. I think it's South
Indiana.
Bend. Oh, yeah. We were talking. I had that on my mind from the Barry Alvarez quarter there.
Yeah, we're gonna stay with the Bend, but now we're going west. Unfortunately for you, that would be incorrect. East Troy, south of all.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't know if I've ever been more confused by a first question. I
just you wait for the next one.
Just you wait. All right, Greg. Here's your question one. Longitudinally, which of these Wisconsin cities is located farthest east? Farthest east. And one of your choices is not East Troy, by the way. Is it South Milwaukee, North Hudson, or West Salem, which is 210 miles northwest of Salem? Jesse's got too much time on his hands. Which one's farthest east?
That would be South Milwaukee.
Indeed. Well done. All right. Question 2, Eric, is this. Former Milwaukee Brewers catcher Damian Miller grew up and played college baseball in which Wisconsin city? Is it Oshkosh, La Crosse, or Waukesha?
Let's go lacrosse.
He guesses La Crosse, and he is correct. Greg, question 2 for you. Former Milwaukee Brewers player and current TV broadcaster Vinny Rotino grew up playing high school baseball at St. Catherine's High School in which Wisconsin city? Is it Horicon, Racine, or Appleton?
That would be Racine.
2 for 2. Well done. Question 3, Eric. Lake Geneva, Elkhorn, and Whitewater are all hard to get to. Just ask Jace Rindle. Are all stops available while traveling on which Wisconsin highway? Is that Highway 12, Highway 26, or Highway 67?
Let's go Highway 12.
I see Tausch thinking it through in his head on the video stream.
Yeah. I thought it was Highway 69 when I first heard it. That's what I was thinking about.
Not for you. For Highway 12 for Eric.
Yep.
Well done, Eric. All right, question 3, Greg, is this. Platteville, Judah, and Beloit are all stops available while traveling on which Wisconsin highway? Is it Highway 18, Highway 57, or Highway 81?
I believe that's Highway 81.
Dude! I would have never gotten that, and I've been to Broadhead,
I would have said
Judah.
18. I would have said 18.
All right, Eric, you were 2 for 3 after that stumble out of the gate. The rare first one wrong, last 2 right. So you've got 3 of the possible 4 entries in the drawing. Thanks, buddy. We appreciate you.
You bet. I think the bigger win right now is if you guys couldn't hear Sesame Street in the background, so I didn't.
I love that show.
I think we're all right there, but
Say hi to your little guy and say hi to Elmo for me.
I love you guys.
Greg, 3 for 3. Well done. You got 4 entries into Friday's drawing. Thanks for your loyalty to the show, buddy. We appreciate you.
You too, guys. Bye. Love you guys. Bye. Love you guys.
Greg.
That is Wilde and Tausch trivia presented by Cousin Subs.
Couple of war horses going at it.
Yeah, veteran players
yes.
there. Well
Strong
done by
vets.
both. Yes, indeed.
Yep.
This will not be nearly as good. Whoa, Nelly is next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
Mark Tauscher here for Pizza Hut, and you know how much I've loved Pizza Hut going back to the days when I was a kid, participating in their legendary Book It program. Man, I loved getting those personal pizzas, and Pizza Hut's latest offer has me feeling a blast from the past. Introducing Pizza Hut's $5 crafted flats pizzas. 5 bold, hand-stretched personal pizza recipes, 3 cheese, pepperoni duo, the ultimate, and for a limited time, chicken bacon ranch and Nashville hot chicken. Each of these crafted flats pizzas, just $5. All day, every day, making them perfect options for lunch, dinner, or game day. Order your $5 crafted flats pizza at pizzahut.com or on the Pizza Hut app. $5 crafted flats pizzas, only at Pizza Hut. And remember, no one out-pizzas the Hut.
The Milwaukee Brewers, the Chicago Cubs, Game 3.
Slider struck him out. Uribe puts it in the holster, and the Brewers have a 2-0 lead in the division series.
Today on 100.5 ESPN.
It takes a team to meet just about any goal, and that's as true on the football field as it is in the office. So it's good to know that you have the Gordon Flesch Company on your side. For more than 60 years, GFC has provided cutting-edge office technology for companies of all sizes, and as the nation's largest Canon dealer, GFC delivers the latest office technology, serviced, and is supported by the most experienced professionals in the industry. That's business technology managed. Visit gflesh.com to learn more.
Madison's financial challenges need a Dane County-based bank. Starion Bank is a full-service community bank that delivers quality big bank services with a local approach. We are proud to be there for any budding entrepreneur or small businesses, helping them exceed their financial goals from banking to lending to cash management. Visit a banker at one of our convenient branches in Middleton, Monona, or Sun Prairie. Starion Bank, taking you farther.
Time out on the field. Let's bring in Gina Della from Pella. What's the winning game plan this month?
Wayne, a whole house of new windows for as low as $297 a month with 0% interest for up to 60 months.
Wow, that's a drive you can sustain for years. No penalties, no extra interest.
And unlike opponents, Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin actually stops the drafts.
Don't sit on the sidelines, folks. Make your move today at PellaWI.com.
Zero restrictions apply. It's 10/31/2025.
Ben Brust here to tell you about why your next work van should be from Mercedes-Benz Sprinter at Zimbrick European. First off, we have versatility. The Sprinter vans offer 16 body types and thousands of ways to customize that space. Number 2, we have reliability. Sprinter's most powerful diesel engines last longer and require less maintenance, spend more time on the road and less time in those bays. Number 3, we have safety. Sprinter's safety technologies include curtain airbags all around, load adaptive electronic stability program, and crosswind and attention assist. Number 4, Van Care Mobile. Our maintenance team can come to you with routine service. Who wants to go in? Let them come to you. They work with multiple trucks on one visit. Use the Mercedes Me Connect. And last but not least, get your Zimbrick Sprinter at Zimbrick European at Rimrock Road and the Beltline, or go online at ZimbrickEuropean.com because your next Mercedes Sprinter van is waiting for you.
Mark Tauscher here for Chalmers Jewelers. I've been a big fan of Scott, Garrett, and the whole team at Chalmers Jewelers for years now. I go there, my friends go there, and most importantly, my wife loves it whenever I get her something from Chalmers Jewelers. It's my go-to spot for birthdays, anniversaries, and any special occasion. For quality jewelry and a great experience, choose Chalmers Jewelers, the place to go for that perfect gift. Stop at Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton and Madison.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison.
Hey, it's Rich Eisen. Keep it right here after Wilde and Tausch, and join us for the Rich Eisen Show on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Unlike the Packers in the closing moments of overtime in Dallas. Let's go. We got to go quick. Let's go. Here we go. Let's go. Time for Whoa, Nelly.
If the topic is good, the guys discuss.
Just the other morning I had breakfast at Tracy Rocker's house. His mama brought out 15 flapjacks. He said, Mama, take back 5 of them flapjacks. I got to stay hungry for the Crimson Tide.
But if it's not, the show must go on. It's time for
Whoa, Nelly!
On Wilde Tausch.
I did my homework.
There's a nice change of pace.
Last week, Tausch brought up that it was the 26th anniversary of what he believed to be the greatest win in Wisconsin football history.
Regular season.
In the regular season.
He said that after the fact.
In the regular season.
Oh, I'm sorry you can't clarify things, Mr. Clarifier?
Whoa, Nelly!
Nervous energy.
A 17-0 deficit followed by 42 unanswered to beat the Ohio State Buckeyes, to which Mr. Clarify...
I don't love when you two think you guys are onto something and you're teaming up. I don't like it at all.
I'm
great.
We're happy to hear that. Tausch, I have nervous energy.
I'm not nervous about the game tonight.
I know it when I feel it, and I can feel it, and it's okay. We're all in this together. We got 2 more weeks of this, hopefully.
This baton and just bam.
See?
All right, whatever.
Mr. Clarify said, I don't know, that Tokyo game was pretty good in 1993 and what it led the rest of the program to be after it. So I asked Barry Alvarez last night.
Nice.
Of those 2, which I think we narrowed it down for regular season wins, those 2 are the 2. The win at the Shoe or the Tokyo game, which is the most important in Wisconsin football history? And Barry Alvarez and Jason Wilde have a lot more in common than I thought.
He got an earring.
I will not weigh in on which is the most important. They're both the most important to me. They were huge games.
Oh, my God.
They're special games. They're games that any true Wisconsin fan marks down as special. I certainly do. And so there's no way. It's like picking, who is your favorite kid?
Well, Stacy, I think, is his answer there. I'm so proud of Coach. The hedge is beautiful. Between the hedges. Well done.
I will say this. We proceeded then to spend a lot of time talking about the Tokyo game against Michigan State after that.
Well, Tark and Derek were on that team, right?
Yes, they were. Yes.
Well, of course. Yeah, that's how this works, Jesse. That's how this works.
Whoa, Nelly!
Jesse, this is still your segment.
Hey, Jesse, we're doing a show here. I don't want to pause and break. I just saw the Hiawatha Brewers Express. I just saw on our WTMJ channels. Hiawatha Brewers Express on its way to Chicago to root for the Brew Crew.
If you had no responsibilities today whatsoever,
I didn't check counsel.
If you had nothing that you had to do, would you go down
in the back seat? Headphones in.
He'd have to wear a mask. He'd have to put something. He wouldn't want to be full uni, ball cap, and coat. He'd want to protect himself a little bit there, right?
No, he'd have to wear one of those presidential masks like they wear in Point Break when they're robbing the banks.
Tricky Dick.
He'd have to go with one of those. If you had no response, oh, Nelly,
sorry.
If you had no responsibilities today whatsoever, would you go down, even if you don't have a ticket at Wrigley, just to watch the game in Wrigleyville at a bar or whatever? Because I feel like that would be fun.
No,
you would go?
I hate Wrigley.
If I had no responsibilities, but I have responsibilities.
Yeah, I mean, well, Nelly.
Whoa, Nelly!
Okay.
I'm saving my money for Game 3 in L.A., huh?
Or
you're
Game
go?
5 in Milwaukee.
I'm thinking about it.
What if we talk to the powers that be and you are our special correspondent, but you have to do Brewers hits on everything?
Sign me up.
But we just asked you Brewers questions. You were supposed to be our Brewers expert. You didn't know any of the answers.
That's true. That's fair.
You asked me,
in fairness,
what's up with Castellanos' injury for Philadelphia?
Stop with the Castellanos. That's not what I asked. That's about Priester and about everything else. And you said, I don't know.
No, we got pompous Josh, and you say, Priester, I don't think Priester was ever going to pitch. Every person talking about the Brewers like, I thought Priester was going to pitch. Apparently Josh is the only one who had the inside scoop that Priester wasn't going to pitch on Monday night.
We should do a fun poll to see who we send out to L.A. if we end up winning this series. That would be fun. Joshy, Jesse, who else would be in that mix?
Gabe Neitzel.
Gabe would win that.
You should tell us. You should tell us before we run out of time about UW Credit Union.
For every stage of life, hopefully Brewers fan, UW Credit Union is here for every you. Proudly serving Wisconsin for over 90 years. They'll help you reach your financial goals, and just had a great video up with our partners at UW Credit Union, upgrading seats, bringing people from 400 to 100 to watch their favorite team, the Brew Crew. You also see them at the Badger game, shooting out T-shirts in that big, beautiful cannon. UW Credit Union is everywhere. They also have great perks like early payday. They have great member first service, and, of course, Bucky. If you love Wisconsin like I do, you can't pay with anything else. Fandom makes you do crazy things, but boy, does this make sense. Become a UW Credit Union member today. Get your Bucky card like I did. Federally insured by NCUA.
A complaint in the YouTube comments. I'll tell you what it was. And Tausch will tell you about Coors Light before we go. That's next. It's Wilde Tausch.
This is Wilde Tausch, brought to you by Grassland Butter. Grassland Dairy is Wisconsin. Learn more at grasslandbutter.com.
The UW Credit Union member, Mark Tauscher here. People ask me, T, why did you join UW Credit Union? Is it to keep your banking local? Is it the member first service? Great perks like early payday? Absolutely. But honestly, between us, it's Bucky. I can't say no to that face. If you love Wisconsin like I do, you just can't pay with anything else. Fandom makes us do crazy things, but this just makes sense. Become a UW Credit Union member and get your Bucky card like me. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute is brought to you by Bruner Realty, providing excellent real estate and property management services in the Madison area for over 30 years. Contact their team at BrunerRealtyInc.com to get housed today. Make it 10 straight for Wisconsin volleyball in the W column. The 7th-ranked Badgers cleaning house against Illinois and Michigan. Mimi Collier surpassing the 200-kill mark on the season. Nicole from Sunday securing her 23rd kill, a match high.
And there's a swing by Collier, block tucked, and it falls. Mimi Collier with another kill. That's her 23rd kill, and it's match point in Madison.
A road test awaits with Penn State Friday and Maryland Sunday. Catch all the action on ESPN Madison, your home for Wisconsin Badger volleyball.
Get a whole house of new Pella windows for as low as $297 a month with 0% interest for up to 60 months.
Wow. Don't sit on the sidelines, folks. Visit PellaWI.com today.
At J&K Security Solutions, protecting your home or business is more than just a priority. It's what we do. I'm President Jeffrey Beckman. Since 1987, J&K Security Solutions has been committed to providing Madison and southern Wisconsin with dependable security solutions. Whether it's security, fire, or the latest automation solutions, go to jksecurity.com to see how J&K can help keep your home or business secure. Get protected now at jksecurity.com.
Chevy trucks have you covered when the road takes you from smooth sailing to Chevy Colorado will eat up some of the toughest terrains with 5 available drive modes. And Silverado and Silverado HD have the muscle to take you out for some serious. With multiple engine options and impressive towing, while Silverado EV is the perfect combo of performance and capability. Nice. Making it a snap to hitch up this electric truck and hit the road. Wherever the road leads, Chevy trucks are right there with you. See your Badgerland Chevy dealer today.
All day, every day, the Carbless Talk and Text line is open for you. 844-770-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. This is more.
Brian here from Canopy Wealth Management.
At Canopy, we create strategies that are tailored to your needs and goals. We've invested heavily in client-friendly software so your assets and plan progress are available to view in one place at any time. Whether you prefer only the high-level information or enjoy the intricate details of the planning process, we've got you covered. Canopy Wealth Management. Care, competence, clarity. It's not just a tagline, it's a promise. Go to canopy-wealth.com to get started today. That's canopy-wealth.com.
Hi, I'm John Hayes of Goodman's Jewelers. It's hard to imagine, but Goodman's has been the diamond store of Madison since 1933, which means your parents, maybe even your grandparents might have shopped with us. We maintain the same high standards, honesty, and integrity that kept them coming back time and again. Keep their history and our history alive. Shop Goodman's Jewelers today in the heart of Madison at 220 State Street. We're online at goodmansjewelers.com.
The best is at Goodman's.
For official rules and more information about every contest on 100.5 ESPN, visit ESPNWisconsinContests.com. That's ESPNWisconsinContests.com. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN app.
We're on the Badgers.
Wisconsin needs a playmaker desperately.
Because we're on Wisconsin Sports.
When you're the underdog, you're the worst team, you need someone to be able to make a game-changing play, and clearly, Wisconsin doesn't have that.
You're listening to 100.
Going to be happy, and we'll all be cracking open a cold Coors Light brewed with that three-step cold process, cold lager, cold filter, and cold package, so it is made to chill. Let's go, Brewers. Let's get a Coors Light. Let's be ready to celebrate after they sweep the stinking Chicago Cubs this afternoon. But let's make sure we celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Go boo in a bar.
That's it for us. Thanks for coming along for the ride. Have a great day. Take care. Be good.
Miss any of today's episode of Wilde Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin? Commercial-free full show podcasts are